welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas.
Embarrassing.
Half ref.
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever. We're live. We are back for Champions League action on the club, brought to you by Super 6.
Oh,
Thank you very much to you guys as well for joining us. Thank you to Rory and Buvey for joining me.
it's a beautiful day, lads.
You know,
I'm not sure how glorious a day it
Real
is.
Madrid
It doesn't feel...
smashing Chelsea Football Club out of the European Cup.
Yeah, that is happening.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, but I'm, under any other era, if we were talking about a Chelsea team of any bygone era,
Yeah.
I would honestly say that we win today. Coming back to Stamford Bridge, we are capable of beating anyone. But this crop of players, I just don't think it's there. Like, I hope to be proved wrong here.
and Rory doesn't want to say it, but also this manager in the dugout means you're left with very little hope.
No, the manager is totally capable of achieving the impossible.
He's won 6% of games in the last 17 that he's
All right,
managed.
Stato, what do you want? Why don't you write a
6%?
book if you love
Lost
Stato?
3 in a row.
You know when they say
3 in a row.
when
What
you
a
look
manager
at
bounce.
managerial win records is 40%, 50%. It's that kind of bracket. Mate, your guy's at 6%.
Yeah,
6%.
horrendous.
It's embarrassing for us.
Who cares about you then? Who cares about you? What's your win
No one
percentage?
cares about me. I've never managed in the Premier League. I've got a 0% win record in the Premier League. That's 6
Why are you doing that?
worse
It
than
feels very aggressive
Lampard.
and unnecessary.
You've lost 0 games though in the Premier League, Buvey. That's one way we look at it.
Yeah, not lost any.
Yeah.
And Lampard's certainly lost a load in the
No,
last
I
few
mean,
weeks.
it's a shame because I just don't. I think this may be the first time I've ever gone into a game where I just don't think my team have any hope. Like, sometimes you actually believe it. Other times you convince yourself. They are the only emotions that I've ever experienced. I've never actually got into a game thinking that Chelsea have no chance of getting the result that we need. I think we could maybe have a decent... Look, we'll probably get beat, but the chances of Chelsea progressing, it just feels like it's the impossible.
You were really disappointed by the team news as well, weren't you? Tell us why.
It just feels like a bit of a cowardly team selection. It also feels like very much a first leg team selection.
Shall I read through them?
Yeah, go for it.
Kepa in goal. Chalobah, Silva, Fofana at the back with Reece James, Kante, Fernandes, Kovacic, Cucurella, with Conor Gallagher off of Kai Havertz. Wow.
Do you know what I feel
No
like?
Mason Mount.
No, I'm surprised that Mount hasn't played. Do you know what I would have done as well? McKola and Mudryk. Look, I've seen everything you've said about Mudryk. As of today, you are correct. But there must be a player lurking there. There must be an unpredictable, mercurial talent lurking there. Is today not the day to try and deploy that?
Yeah.
Get Mudryk, who's rapid as anything. Get him on the last shoulder, go long and hope for...
I think Lampard's so worried about his abject quality on the ball. Do you buy into the narrative that he had a decent game against Brighton because he's trying to prove to deserve he's a decent player? Is there a narrative to that he kind of actually showed up against Brighton, looked decent? Is there a narrative
I
there?
don't know. I don't really know. I really don't.
He's the leading assist. He's got 2 assists and he's leading the assist charts for Chelsea this season with 2.
Yeah, but I know we're so shambolic. We're just so shambolic. And it's just so heartbreaking, really, because, like I said, I remember going to Stamford Bridge
Jesus,
in
how
2012.
far away is he?
I remember going there in 2012, and we'd been battered in the first leg by Napoli. Really good Napoli team as well. Lavezzi, Cavani, those boys, right? They battered us. They should have won 4-1. Ashley Cole cleared one off the line in that game that kept us in it. But in the meantime, we'd sacked our manager. Roberto Di Matteo was the manager. We're playing Napoli at home. We're losing by 2. I swear to you, in the pubs around Stamford Bridge, everyone thought we were going to do it. Everyone believed. Tickets galore for tonight. I swear I've been offered 6 spares tonight. Everybody has effectively thrown the towel in, which could be the biggest error that they've ever made. If Chelsea happen to achieve the impossible, it will be one of our most glorious ever European.
To happen for Chelsea to win? Hell
needs to freeze over.
But you know what I mean? Who needs to step up today? What needs to happen? Because I don't think you got a manager that tactically can do it. Personally, that's what I think. Maybe you think differently.
I choose.
So, are there any players that could or should step up and win this game for Chelsea?
Do you know what it could be? We could be relying on the captains in the team. I don't mean the captain. I just mean the
leaders.
The leaders. The likes of and our captains. They're not John Terry, Roy King captains. They're kind of captains by example.
Yeah.
N'Golo Kante is a captain by who he is. Thiago Silva is a captain because of who he is. I think we need to make sure that we don't concede again. So Fofana, Thiago Silva and Chalobah need to have a really good game. And then I guess we're hoping that James can have his way a bit. He's been at the epicenter of everything good that Chelsea have done over the last couple of years, pushing on the fullbacks. But weirdly, I don't know what the tactics are here. I don't know what the team is set up to do.
What does Conor Gallagher mean to you? What does that kind of mean? Does he pat the midfield? Is he there to work hard off the ball for 60 minutes? Is that
I think what Conor Gallagher excels at is energy, busy. The word I use, busy, right? He'll win the ball. You'll never have a moment. He'll chase everything. He'll run every channel. He will force their players to kick the ball out when otherwise they would be able to turn on it. I think he's there for his energy.
He has got quality as well. Crystal Palace fans would attest
He's
to
got
that.
a goal
In fact,
in
I
him
think
as
Crystal
well.
Palace is it all. You know what I mean?
But he's got a goal in him,
Champions League
Gallagher.
game.
But again, like the team, I would definitely thought that we'd see Mount, and I definitely thought that we'd see Mudryk. So
Both of them are left out.
do you know what it looks like to me? It looks like a team that has been selected
It
to
looks
not
like a
lose
team away
4-0.
from home.
To not your first leg team, isn't it? It's the team that you pick in the first leg.
This looks like a team where he's gone, let's try and get a 1-0 and then we'll go from there.
But that's not necessarily a bad tactic.
It's not a bad tactic.
That's not
what it looks
necessarily
like.
a bad tactic. So what you could do is, look, if Chelsea is still in it, so we're arguably out of the game, but in this game, if the score is, imagine if Chelsea go 1-0 up at any point in the game. If Chelsea go 1-0 up at any point, it's game on, I think.
Yeah.
If we go 1-0 up in the 83rd minute, it's game on.
Yeah.
So I think that Lampard's attitude here is to make sure that Chelsea are in the game for as long as possible. And that's why we picked a very defensive team, because Real Madrid are quite good at football.
The bench is very interesting. Obviously, Mount on the bench, he has to start for me. Pulisic, I know you're not a massive fan, but he's got
Got a
pace.
goal in him as well.
Mudryk, Ziyech, Sterling and João Felix can all come off the bench. Even Ruben Loftus-Cheek, maybe. But it's just a strange squad. It's an
João Felix
expensive
is not
squad.
starting. I've just realised that, actually.
He's not very good.
He's better than Gallagher.
He loses the ball, though.
That's what I like,
take
João
Gallagher.
Felix. I like. If you just hold on.
In this situation of working hard off the ball.
Mate, João Felix
João
hasn't
Felix
been a
had
good
that
player.
opportunity at the Bernabeu and he scuffed a few. He was clear through on goal.
João Felix isn't very good for us.
I don't think Chelsea's issues at the moment are João Felix isn't performing. It's an issue with the team.
No, but
He's not performing.
with some players, they seem to get a pass because of who they are and the grace with which they kick the football. A good example here would be Thiago Alcantara at Liverpool. When things are going wrong at Liverpool and he's spraying the ball either way and he's putting that spin on it that he does, glorious footballer, beautiful on the eye. But he ain't been a good player for Liverpool. João Felix, brilliant footballer, clever, does wonderful things on the ball. But sadly, he ain't been a good player for Chelsea. That's not... he just hasn't been.
Yeah.
Because what makes you a good footballer is end products.
The talent's there. We've seen it in glimpses.
No, but do you know what I've seen from him? In the same game, sometimes in the same moment. Sometimes when you watch João Felix play, what he can be simultaneously in the same moment is the £100 million footballer that he's supposed to be and the player who is on loan at Chelsea who are in the bottom half of the Premier League.
Yeah.
In the same moment. He dummies it and then he makes the wrong decision.
It
Or he
looks like
dummies
Atletico
it and he
Madrid are
does
doing well
something
without
clever.
him, by the way. So in Spain, so it's an interesting
They
one.
always know how to replace a striker, don't they, Atletico? They've done it for
Yeah, for
years.
Falcao.
You just look at Falcao, Torres,
Yeah.
Costa.
just down the years, just pull them out of nowhere.
100%.
Forlan.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just had
Aguero.
so many. Yeah, Aguero's
God.
another one. For
Yeah.
days, you can just lift off their strikers. So Suarez, is another one, isn't he?
But yeah, it's a...
What's your score
it's a shame.
predictions for tonight, Booth?
It's under 5. I think it's 4-0 tonight.
To who?
It's 6 in total.
Raw?
2-0 Chelsea and it goes to extra time.
I don't want to do. I don't want to do extra time watching Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't
can't
want to be
do
here
any
going
more
extra
long.
time.
I don't want to do any more.
If
I
you
don't
go
want
to
to watch
extra
Chelsea
time,
ever
can me
again.
and Buvey leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like you
Really?
to, in fact.
Yeah?
I would like you to. Although I feel like all the viewers would leave. Nobody wants to watch me on my own.
Yeah, they do.
I think
they do.
Your channel gets more views than ours, so they probably do. But yeah, no.
Mate, Ashley Cole's talking to Cucurella there. Can you imagine what Ashley Cole thinks? Ashley Cole, right? Look, he's going, hit him.
He looks angry.
Yeah.
He looks angry.
Not
He's
bad,
delivering
though.
a team.
Because
talk
Ashley
there.
If I
Cole...
wanted to talk from anyone, it'd be Ashley Cole.
Yeah,
tonight.
but Ashley Cole must be looking at Cucurella because obviously Ashley Cole's the best to have ever played the game. Do you know what drives me mad? And I don't understand where it comes from. You know
Is
when
that
people
not
go,
worrying?
what do you mean?
That Ashley Cole. Look, I know coaches give talks to teams and try and get them G'd up, But is he an assistant manager?
Yeah,
First team coach?
one of the backroom staff.
Your first team coach that looked like quite emotional.
Yeah, it was.
That looked quite.
Wait, why is it bad though?
Should be.
I just feel like has he spotted something there that they're just kind of.
No, I think he's looking.
he's
looking at the Chelsea. He's with the fullbacks. He was with James and Cucurella.
Are they just moping about? And he's like, bruv, what the fuck's
No, I
wrong
think
with
that
you?
happens.
Come on, man. This
Yeah.
is Champions League night at Stamford Bridge.
No,
that looked
That's
right
kind
to
of
me.
felt like that one.
That looked
That looked natural to me.
a lot of Chelsea has looked wrong very recently.
yeah,
but that
no,
looked,
maybe
that
I'm
looked
reading
good.
too much
No,
into
that looked good to me.
I enjoyed
quite
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Also, Ashley Cole is just so like he was the best, isn't it? Like
No, he was elite.
He was the best. Like when people
I agree
start
with
talking
you.
about,
I'm
like, you know what
aligned to
drives
you.
me mad when people go, Roberto Carlos was better than him. It's like, no, he wasn't. Like he just wasn't.
Also, they think he scored that goal in a World Cup final.
Yeah,
it was
it's
in a
in
friendly.
Le Tournoi. It was in Le Tournoi.
I think people just think about the goals and the attacking play.
Yeah, he was great at
Roberto
that.
Carlos
And maybe
did.
he was better than
progressive
Ashley
ahead of
Cole.
his time.
Yeah,
But
he
Ashley
wasn't-
Cole was
But even-
the better left back.
But the best Brazilian fullback was Cafu.
quite possibly.
Yeah.
Quite
Or Danny
Anyway.
Alves.
Ashley Cole's better than him.
Well, Danny Alves is by far and away, I think, the greatest fullback of all time. But we'll talk about that later. Super 6, I predicted 3-0 to Real Madrid in this one. I think it's going to be 5-0 in aggregate. 0-0 between Napoli and AC Milan. I think I've had a howler there, now I think about it. 1-1 between Millwall and Birmingham City. 2-1 to City tomorrow against Bayern Munich.
I'll take that.
Inter Milan, I think, will get a 2-1 win against Benfica. And 3-0 against Hull to Michael Carrick's Middlesbrough. That's the predictions that I've gone for. My golden goal is always 7th minute. I'm always going for
Why is that? David Beckham.
Just 7's my lucky number, innit?
Yeah.
Even with roulette, if I'm going to do a roulette, I'll do 7. If I'm going to do anything, I want to do 7.
7's
Mainly
early,
because
though.
of Cantona and
Homage to
Beckham.
Cantona. It's an iconic shirt for Manchester United, isn't it? 7 though. It goes right back. Wasn't George Best 7?
Yeah.
It goes right back.
By the way, though, I know you guys have already got your predictions in and you've already joined our league. But if you're sat at home and you're thinking, what are you boys talking about? We're talking about Super 6. Super 6 app on Play Store, on your App Store, on whatever app thing on your phone. Go and download Super 6. Go make an account. You have to be over 18. You do your predictions every single round. It's free to enter. 6 scorelines. If you get the 6 scorelines correct, you could win £250,000. And if you top our league every round, you'll get £100 classic football shirts voucher. It's so easy to do. Me, Rory, and Buvey I've been playing it, to be honest, before they sponsored us. So I just think-
you know what, on that note,
join our league,
on
please.
that
Join our
note,
league.
I really do need a favour. Chelsea are about to have a terrible day. Chelsea season is going to be over for me on the 18th. It's so early for Chelsea season to be over. I do need a favour from you. Please join our Super 6 League. Pitch side are currently beating the club.
They're
It
battering us.
upsets me. Please join our league. The code is Club S6. So just go onto the App Store, get Super 6. It's totally free. And if you get it right, if you've got the football knowledge, the football unagi, you get 6 predictions correct, you win 250 grand. Free.
At the
Help
moment,
us
we've
out.
got just under 4,000 members.
Let's get to 4,000. Come on, help us
We
out.
want to get to
4,000.
4,500 today.
Come on, for
But
God's
let's hit
sake.
4K.
No, set obtainable goals. Don't do that. 4,000 we want to get to today. You have to set obtainable
No,
goals. Otherwise, you
5,000.
look like a
Gotta go
loser.
lofty, gotta go
but
lofty
you look like a
big.
loser.
I
though.
think you go big.
If
You
you,
gotta go big.
Okay, 10,000. 10,000.
No, that's
more,
too big.
More
That's
than
too big.
viewers we
A
have.
minute ago, it's 5K.
because it's ridiculous.
Please,
Because you're
lads.
setting yourself up for
By
a
the
fall.
way, I never ask for anything on the stream. I've been doing the stream. I've loved doing it with you.
You've
lads.
asked for
I'm
people to sponsor you for your marathon.
Yeah, but that's a charity. Why are you slagging that off? By the way, sponsor me for the marathon. But also, Super 6, Club S6, lads. I never ask for anything. But join this league. I'm begging you. Okay?
You do ask for a lot.
Put your loving hands up, baby.
I'm asking for a 4-0 Real Madrid win. That's what I'm asking
I think
for.
you might. Your wish might be granted.
100%.
We are 4 away from 4,000. So if 4 people just join it right now.
Just do it right now.
Just right now, Club S6.
Club
And then
S6.
get your mum and dad involved and granddad and get everyone in the family involved, please.
You know, parents, grandparents, those kind of people in your life,
Yeah.
the elderly, they love a free bet.
Yeah.
They love a pound on the pools,
Yeah.
a little cheeky pound on the,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they love it. This is free. You don't even have to know about football. Just
Exactly.
predict score. Just stick numbers in.
You do have to know about football.
Rory,
You
don't know about
Jeff
football.
Stelling last
I
week.
beat Jeff Stelling last week,
He's
and
had
I
a
beat these two
30-year
every week.
career
I
at
beat
the top
these
of his
two
game.
every week, and I beat Jeff Stelling last week.
Yeah, but
That's how good at
We
this
have
game
now
I am.
hit 4,005.
You can now play against us,
4,500 is a
so
new
you can
target.
compare yourselves to us in terms of football knowledge, and we will prove to you how rubbish we are.
No, I'm good. I'm very
Mate,
good.
I've beaten you twice.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, Adam.
I've beaten you twice in a row. In fact,
Yeah,
in fact, I've
that's
beaten you every
embarrassing.
week. 'cause
You know
Buvey
what?
won
You
the
messed up this week because every week you've predicted Arsenal to draw 2-2.
I know.
And then-
I know. And do you know the other thing as well? I'm kind of playing in deficit.
Yeah.
Like you lot, I'm playing in deficit because I'm always going to say Chelsea are going to win, and they never are. So I'm effectively only playing
So
5.
next season,
Yeah,
if things
yeah.
click for Chelsea next season,
I'll be winning.
You'll be winning 250.
He's like Martin Lawrenson. Martin Lawrenson
Yeah, I know, that's
hasn't
amazing.
predicted Liverpool to lose since 1989.
Yeah. Have you seen that? Mark Lawrenson did his predictions
true.
every single week, and he did it since honestly he did it for 20 years. He said Liverpool would lose one game in the whole.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
I rate
Martin
it.
Lawrenson-
I see where it comes from. You
Yeah.
have to do it. You have
Martin
to.
Lawrenson is in our Super 6 league, allegedly,
Lawrenson.
as well. Martin Lawrenson, I mean.
Oh.
Is it
Different guy. Completely. One's a Liverpool legend. The other's
Yeah.
a random bloke.
Yeah.
But he's joined our league, and
Didn't he sing
the
Return of the
original
Mac?
Lawrenson hasn't.
Yeah, he sung Return of the Mac. He's from Leicester.
Yeah.
You know that I'll be back.
Yeah.
And you know we'll be back with Super 6. So join the league. You like that, boys?
That was kind of good.
Yeah, it was-
yeah.
it was
As
awful.
segues go,
Yeah,
I've
it was
heard.
It sounded like it
Do you
made
know-
sense.
you know what?
I'm
I
never
need you-
singing on a
I
stream.
need you two to be like this today. I need you to be funny and emotive because the second that the referee blows the whistle on this game, it's just going to go
Nah,
wrong.
we're turning on you.
It's going to go wrong.
We're turning
No,
on
I'm
you.
not. I don't punch down Ad like you do. You take easy targets. I'm going to sit here respectfully and hope that football's the winner tonight.
I've had enough, being nice.
Yeah.
When have you
When-
ever?
when have you been nice?
What do you mean? But,
You know-
since when?
You had one pint of
You know when
Guinness
you're not-
earlier, and you were slagging us
you-
all off for saying Luke Shaw was an average
Yeah, by the way,
left back.
he never put Luke Shaw in his team of the year.
He's not in the
Yeah,
team.
neither
either,
did
that's why.
Morris.
Of course he is.
No, he's not. Not over the players that we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
By the way, listen to the podcast this week.
Yeah, it
Got
wanna hear more?
nasty.
You wanna hear more
Listen
about
to
that?
the podcast. It got nasty on the stream. It got
really nasty. I might have punched Buvey.
Potentially.
He's a
yeah, I've got a bad lip like Leroy Sané. It's a Leroy Sané Mane situation all over again. It's unbelievable.
By the way, how good was that fat lip that Sané got? He deserved it as well, didn't he?
From all accounts, yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
say things like that in front of people.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like,
good.
What are you doing, man?
Especially to someone who's your superior in terms of Mane. More experience. He's one of the best players in the world, Mane. You can't talk down to him.
Is he going to be leaving Bayern, Sadio Mane?
It does feel like it.
Yeah.
There's been rumours
I
about
love him.
You
so
talk
Chelsea.
about Liverpool's dilemmas with money and how
It's just
who
like
can they
Mane.
attract. Mane for 30 mil back. He's a year
with
older.
wages. Unless he leaves on loan from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they might have to pay half his wages. Liverpool it could work out a treat for Liverpool.
Because I don't see anyone else. Real
But
Madrid.
would Mane
Vinicius,
go
don't
back
want
or
him-
would he feel like a failure?
No, no.
No, he wouldn't feel like a.
He'll probably
he'd
win a
never
league.
feel like
He'll
a
win a
failure.
league
He's won
title.
Champions League.
He'll win a league title.
Where?
Bayern. He'll win a
At
league
Liverpool.
title. He'll get the medal and come back to Liverpool.
What are you doing?
I'm just checking. I couldn't work. I could only see the beginning of that. I was trying to work out what brand it was, and I couldn't.
Super.
Yeah.
Super me.
Yeah, I thought you were on. I thought you were on brand with our sponsors.
Is that a legit Supreme, or is that from? Is that?
Well, it's
is
nice.
that
You've got a
legit?
Jekyll and Hyde one.
Smoothie.
That's from a market in Birmingham.
Listen, yeah.
Well, let's have a look
The
at some
best stock
super chats,
markets have
please.
the best fakes.
What's
all right.
Buvey's real name? He looks like a Nathan.
Nathan?
You do look a bit like a Nathan, actually.
He's a
Give me a
Lawrence.
Nathan that you're talking about then. Go on.
Nathan. Nathan in The Office. You know the
Oh.
Ogle monster. Or whatever he's called. You know, and he goes, "What's your real
No,
name?"
you had a good
Oggy,
opportunity.
Oggy, Oggy.
No,
Oi, oi, oi.
no, you had a great opportunity there to be nice, but you didn't.
No,
it's fine.
that is nice. Stephen Merchant.
You take the low road. I take the high road. Okay,
He's a Lawrence. He
He
looks
was
like a
Nathan.
Lawrence.
No, you look like a Nathan.
Nathan.
As if I were to
Whoever
christen you-
paid money to type that in, fair play to you.
Why are all
Congratulations.
Lawrences so annoying anyway?
No,
Lawrence
Do you know?
Buvey?
You are probably what other
Lawrence
Lawrence?
Llewellyn Bowen?
He's annoying.
Do you know
Yeah, he's annoying.
Lawrence? I can't think of any other Lawrences. Can anyone think of any
D.H.
other Lawrence?
Lawrence, a great author.
No, D.H. Lawrence. His name is presumably like Danny.
Dave.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
Dave, Howard,
Lawrence Olivier.
Lawrence
Bang.
Okoli?
Yeah, great.
Lawrence
yeah,
Okoli.
yeah.
Good shout.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good
Lawrence. Any other Lawrence?
All I can say is that the W is the
Not
right way
many
of spelling
footballers
it.
have the name Lawrence, do they?
Think
Not
of a footballer with
footballer's name.
Lawrence. Hang on, there was a geezer who played. His surname was Lawrence. Played central midfield for Sunderland.
Oh,
Yeah, but his
Liam
name's
Lawrence.
not Lawrence.
Liam Lawrence.
Yeah,
His name's not
Portsmouth.
Lawrence.
But he,
No, but his name. Jamie Lawrence. I swear, didn't he play for Bradford?
You just make
Liam
it
Lawrence
up.
was walking down the stairs and he injured
this a
himself for
joke?
6 months walking down the stairs. He tripped on a toy in his house, and he was playing for Portsmouth at the time.
Do you remember
he
when
won
Darius
the FA Cup at
Vassell?
Portsmouth?
Yeah, Darius Vassell
Vassell
drilled a
drilled his
drilled a hole through his toe. Do you know that?
Because he had a blood blister
in his nail, and he got a drill and injured himself. He drilled a hole. His toenail had a blister under it. Rather than going to see a chiropodist, he got the Black and Decker out and started drilling into his own toenail.
I used to love Darius Vassell at Man City. Now it's
I always
changed my
think
whole
of him as a
narrative.
Villa player.
Remember when he always used to get
Liverpool
selected for
City.
England and you'd be like,
Scored for England against Turkey.
Stop it.
England
2004
played
took a penalty.
Turkey. England played Turkey at
Took a
the
penalty against Portugal.
Riverside, and he scored to beat.
Did he take a
Turkey.
penalty against Portugal?
Yes, he
Beckham
did.
skied it.
Yeah.
That
And
ball,
so
by the way,
did
that
Ashley
ball.
Cole.
That's the best ball ever in football.
Hang on, I need to read
Silver
out a super
Euro
chat and get in
2004.
trouble.
no.
What do you guys think
2002
about
goal.
Bowley in the dressing room? Oh, mate, some of
How
my
small is
mid-fights
text?
aren't that good.
In
After the
dressing
Brighton
room,
game,
and supposedly picking on Sterling specifically for his form. He picked on one of the new signings, apparently, one of the attackers. There's been rumours it was Sterling or Aubameyang. It could be anybody. Obviously, this fella's saying it possibly Sterling. What do you make of Todd Bowley even going into the dressing room when it's not for a win?
I think that's the problem. I don't think it just opens the door.
Why do you think it's a problem?
Well, I don't think owners should be in dressing rooms. Like, that's not where they belong, is it? They belong in the boardroom. Equally, I don't want a manager in the boardroom. I don't want a manager in the boardroom. I don't want the owner in the dressing room. Like, there's clear roles to be played here.
It's undermining to the manager.
It's undermining to the manager, but do you know what it taps into? It taps into. Do you remember when Todd Bowley was apparently telling Thomas Tuchel what formation to play and what players to play? It taps back into that. It's going back into that territory where I don't think that the owner of a football club should be having a pop at any player publicly. By publicly, I mean within other eyesight in a dressing room.
Todd Bowley doesn't respect the institution of football. He doesn't know anything about football.
No.
He's bought a big toy in Chelsea Football Club, and he thinks he can go. If you're going into a changing room after a few months of owning a football club as big and as historic as Chelsea Football Club, and then you go to Raheem Sterling, potentially someone who's
or whoever
one of
it
those
is. No, it doesn't matter who it is.
It doesn't matter.
The
at
clues
all.
suggest it has to be.
but
The clues tell us it's Sterling. Like, it might not be,
go
but the
towards
clues
any
tell.
player, because if it's a young player, that's out of order. If you go to an experienced player, it's out of order. But if you do it to Raheem Sterling, just as the example that is being sort of said on social media, this guy's one of the most decorated players to ever come out of this country. He's worked so hard to get where he is. He deserved the move to Chelsea after leaving Man City. He deserved the move at the time. What a fantastic professional Raheem Sterling is. If Todd Bowley is slagging him off, he's absolutely everything that's wrong with football.
Do you not think-
period.
I think it strikes me as someone that doesn't get the culture of football as well. Because in basketball, in the NBA, you have the general managers who are quite hands-on. In American football, the owners lift the trophies whenever they win a
I'd quite
trophy, which
like-
is quite bizarre to me. I find that mental, but
Yeah.
to American owners, they might think, hold on, this is normal for me to be here.
I would love
And I
Sterling
think
to
that-
have said something back. I would
Yeah,
love Sterling
shut
to
up,
have
you
gone.
mug.
I'd love Sterling to have gone. Okay, now let's talk about your contribution to this. Let's talk about what you've done here. Let's talk about the way that you have behaved ever since you took over this football club, and let's analyse your contribution to the state.
running
the
his
current
mouth
state
before the
of
Real
Chelsea.
Madrid game last week.
Mate, he predicted that Chelsea would beat Real Madrid 3-0 at the Bernabeu when we ain't scored a goal for 6 games. We ain't scored a goal for
Even
6
if you had, if you battered everyone 4-0, you can't say that to the European champions.
No,
It's
you're-
disrespectful. He
that's-
knows nothing about football.
That's completely true. But to suggest that Chelsea are going to win 3-0
Yeah.
when we haven't scored a goal
Flippantly,
for
yeah.
6 games.
3-0. We're going to win 3-0.
Like, so we're basically going to score more at the Bernabeu than we've scored in the 7 previous games
yeah.
combined
Yeah.
against the world champions, biggest club in the world. We're going to score more in their home than we've managed to do against Wolves and such.
I think the fact he said it is more important.
Yeah, no, I
than
think
the
you're correct, actually. That's
inaccuracy
a-
of how
yeah.
bad Chelsea are.
I think
Football
him
Club.
thinking he can walk into the dressing room is a problem as well.
If he does it now,
Because that shows you're too comfortable around here, bro. You shouldn't be comfortable in the dressing room.
Chelsea are
You shouldn't be
bottom
comfortable
half,
near
they're
pitch.
3 points ahead of Palace. They're in a dead Champions League tie, unless a miracle happens. So what happens on the eve of an FA Cup final in 3 years' time? What happens on the eve of a Premier League title race in 2 years' time with Nagelsmann, let's just say? Is he going in then?
Do you not think, though, Buvey,
what's
does this
happening?
not tap into him when he arrived at the club and made himself sporting director? Is this not that?
Yeah, he should be delegating these.
No, but like
delegating, sorry.
Like
these things.
effectively, though, you know, if you make yourself sporting director, what you're really doing there is putting yourself centre forward, but you're too old.
Yeah.
Like he's never been a sporting director. He's never worked in football before. He's never worked in sport in this continent before.
That's
Like,
why
he's
it makes
literally
me
never
think it's a
worked.
cultural thing. Is he
I think you're being too
Is he
kind.
treating this
You're
like
making-
American sport,
you're
like where
making
the GMs and the owners have more of a say than they probably
You
should?
lads know
He
more
should
about
be
NBA than I
delegating
do
that.
NBA and NFL. But are those sports the higher the fee?
I'm not being kind to him here, by the way, either. I'm criticizing him.
No, but you're making what you're doing. You know, if you make something cultural, it does eradicate an element of responsibility because culturally he is missing the point. He isn't rudely missing.
But
the
But I'm criticizing him
I'd say
because
that-
he should understand if you're going to spend, the group that he's with or whatever are going to spend X amount of money on a club, billions. You should understand the environment that you're going into. You should understand that it's not an NBA club. It's not an NFL club. You're not going to have the same run of the field, and you're going to be able to go and do things that you would if you were owning one of these American institutes. So I'm criticizing him because he doesn't understand the environment he's in.
Are you not at least on some level being slightly kind to him by saying maybe he's like he culturally doesn't get it. He culturally doesn't understand. Like I don't think it is culturally. I think he rudely, bolshily goes where he pleases, and he thinks that his money opens every door.
Can I ask a question? if he'd applied this to a side in the NBA, would it have worked? If he had spent 600 million quid in the NFL, does it work that way?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm asking a genuine question. You lads know more about NBA than I do. I'm just saying, if Todd Bowley had gone to the NBA and bought a club and then spent 600 million quid on basketball players, does it give them success? Is that what he's expecting?
I think
football's a weird one. You have to sign weird players and develop players.
Buvey, I know what you're saying here. I do think that there is a world in which the American culture is very much transactional. So if I spend X amount, this is the result.
I sign Michael Jordan, put him on the biggest contract.
If I spend, I win.
Yeah.
I think there is a transactional, whereas football is not transactional. You can spend fortunes.
Yeah.
Manchester United over recent years. I know I'm not getting into a Glazer thing here. I'm just saying, McKola Blues, Manchester United.
The game's on the way.
Manchester United over recent years, in terms of, they went out and they spent on Paul Pogba. And they went out and they spent on whoever else, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. Whereas I do think that maybe even the Glazers are an example here, individually. Maybe they would have looked at it and gone, we've bought you the best players. Why haven't you won the league? Whereas football is so much more complex than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't sign
And
the
it's
best
also
player.
how you spend the money, who you give the money to spend. Like
Exactly.
Timing's
if
important.
Todd Bowley's
who is spending it?
if
Yeah.
Todd Bowley's spending $1 billion or a really good footballing director spending $1 billion,
Very
you're going to
different.
get two
How do you know
different
my
things.
Look at
You
that
don't
now.
need to spend $1 billion if you're a really good football
Well,
director.
do you know, look, I hope he has a blinder tonight, right? But say we were to look at somebody like Enzo Fernandez. I think Bowley he won the World Cup, sign him. Simple as that. He won the World Cup, sign him.
Yeah. Just before we get stuck into the reaction to this game, it has kicked off. We're just about to hit a minute into it. We are brought to you by NordVPN, the wonderful people at nordvpn.com/the club. You can get some exclusive offers. It's their 11th birthday this year, so they've got some bonus deals for you guys. And as you've been sent by us, you'll get a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. You can use NordVPN on 6 devices with one account, which is amazing. And I'm going to let Rory say his favourite line ever right now. How much does it cost you, Rory?
It is so affordable. It is comparable to the price of a cup of coffee. NordVPN is truly fantastic. If you haven't got any VPN in your life, you do not know what you're missing. I recently committed to NordVPN. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's changed my life. Make sure that you get involved with NordVPN for all of your VPN needs. It is fantastic, Buvey.
Unbelievable. It's the fastest VPN of its kind on the internet. I'm looking into getting flights to Ibiza when City eventually win a treble.
Again.
Who knows? Who knows, Adam? But look, going to Ibiza, these websites track you, for example, on the websites to buy flights. A VPN stops you getting tracked. It means you get the cheapest possible flights at every instance on the internet.
You do realise that it doesn't stop tracking you when you're in Ibiza, so we see all of your activity, right?
I'm not doing anything in Ibiza except having a great time with you lads, hopefully. But look, bufferless, lagless, the fastest of its kind on the internet. It's a beautiful, beautiful deal.
And it got Time's best invention of 2022. NordVPN.com/the club. Thank you very much to those guys for sponsoring us. We love you, NordVPN. Right. How has this game started? We're 2.5 minutes in. You've been watching. I haven't been watching so far. So what have you made
It's
of
been
it?
quite lively. Kai Havertz left one in on Carvajal, which
like to see
I
that?
quite like. Yeah, fairly frenetic start. What I would say is Chelsea look far more attacking than I necessarily. Look where Reece James is right at the moment, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's chasing the ball. Camavinga there.
That was close.
Right, he's like we're pressing right on. Like, look how high Reece James is playing. I thought that our lineup, when you saw the players on the team sheet, it looked very negative to me. It looked very defensive. Whereas actually, we seem to be making a bit of a fist for it, which is all I ask. Come on, hey,
You've got the defenders
Kovacic's
on the
given a
pitch,
ball away twice there.
but what you're doing is you're allowing Reece James to have that freedom. You're allowing,
Yeah, there's three centre halves
and
who
because
are
you've got
clearly
three centre-halves, your
responsible.
midfielders even have more
Yeah.
freedom as well.
Yeah, I think with three centre halves, Kante, Kovacic, and Fernandes, that's a lot of work going on at preventative measures there, isn't there? Which means James and Cucurella and obviously Havertz, Conor Gallagher can really push on and hope to threaten this back line.
I think Camavinga's positioning has been really interesting in the last few games.
What deep
He's
and
been
wide?
he's been a counteract to Reece James in both games.
Yeah.
Like Reece James is pushing, Camavinga's there, and that allows Vinicius to not then have to do that defensive work, which I found really interesting because they just leave him free. He's got that free role constantly. Whereas if Camavinga wasn't playing there and you had a natural fullback who pushes forward, Vinicius has to do more.
Yeah. Like the problem is, the problem is Reece James. Like, he's probably one of our most threatening players, probably one of our best players. He hasn't been playing particularly well lately. So we really are asking a lot of him. Careful now, nothing silly.
That's the timers working this week. Everything's running smoothly.
it's beautiful.
All we need is like 5 Real Madrid goals.
Oh, stop it.
Really,
Stop it. The trouble is, I feel like it could happen. Oh, don't do that, Cucurella.
Yeah, you could see that. You know how we saw Ashley Cole. I was about to say Ashley Young then. Ashley Cole rallying the defence. You can see they've all had that chat. Lads.
Yeah.
Be
Come on,
aggressive, be
because you
aggressive.
can see them just every time there's a tackle.
Well, that was
left in
Ashley
on someone.
Cole. That was one of Ashley Cole's biggest skill sets, wasn't it? Game, fighter, like up for it.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
he's
when
a really good footballer. Where that
really
comes
good,
like third
really
or
good
fourth,
footballer. But another thing he had a nasty edge, which is exactly what you need in that
the Premier
position.
League.
Like, he's incredibly
just like
pacey.
Cheryl Cole.
She's in that new play. You going to see that? 222.
I've got tickets.
What's her
to
name
see,
now?
I've got tickets
She's
to
got a mad
see.
name.
She's still Cheryl
She
Cole.
goes out with. Oh, she's got a
Cheryl.
baby with Liam. Liam One Direction.
Liam Payne.
She's got a baby with him. She was like auditioning him when he.
Liam Payne went in there as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
She was eyeing him up.
As a 16-year-old.
The
No,
little
Cheryl
kid,
Cole was a judge on X Factor when she was 29.
the little kid is called Bear.
Oh.
Bear Payne.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Bear Payne.
Bear Payne.
Is it a boy or a
Having a
girl?
laugh.
I don't know.
That's a boy's name, that, isn't it?
It's not a girl.
I don't think it's a
Gotta be-
name.
it's
It's
gotta be-
neither,
it's
is it?
gotta be
It's anything you want it to be. It'd be like calling a kid table. It's like boy or
Lab.
girl, whatever you want. Well, it's nothing, is it? It's not a
It's
name.
true.
Bear isn't a
I'm
name.
doing that.
It's true.
You give me an idea
Just
now.
an inanimate object.
My first kid will be
Bear
called
Buvey.
Table based on this table, which is such a...
Mic stand.
We can't pan down. This table means so much to me, lads, that my first child will be called Table.
No, but you can't. You like it's a there is-
Table.
Yeah, Bear.
Table Bury.
But yeah, they've got a.
You know what I loved the other day, yeah? There was a clip of Figgy and he was going, the sky's blue, this is brown.
Ah!
But he points at the table and normally I'd be sat next to him and it's
Yeah,
kind
he
of
was
like...
sat in
this
your
guy-
seat. Yeah, he was sat in your seat that day.
This is brown, touches Adam.
It's a fantastic
He didn't really
table.
do that. He
No,
touched the
mate.
table.
What a table this is, by the way.
What's happened? What's happened?
I think a foul's been given against Kante, which looks quite harsh to me, but maybe.
That was very harsh. Yeah.
Ah,
Did you see the comments of Camavinga came out this week and said that he was never going to join Arsenal? Apparently Arsenal were linked with
what?
him in
Just
January.
randomly, just
Yeah,
like
his
just
agent
like,
came out this week.
I've got a big game this week, but just for the record, I'm never going to play for
Came
Arsenal.
out said Arsenal were linked in January and he wants to stay at Real Madrid for the rest of his life. It's amazing that Arsenal thought they could
James.
attract someone like Camavinga.
Some people are saying Bear Grylls in the comments.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not his name, is it?
What's his real legal
are.
name?
David.
David. You can't just make stuff
No,
up.
David Grills. Didn't you know that?
David Grills.
Yeah, that's his name.
Lads,
Edward Grills.
Yeah.
I mean.
So why just make up random
Yeah,
names?
no,
Edward.
yeah.
Mate, his name's
Someone
not
could-
Bear Grylls, you
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, but you
No
just
one
said it was
called Edward
David.
goes by their name, do they?
Oh, you just said it was
Like
David.
Edward Sheringham,
It's more
Teddy.
Bear than David.
No, but it's the point
It's more-
is it's not
it's literally
no,
more
it's
Bear than
Edward.
David.
You don't want to
David
be called
and
Bear
Edward are
after that
clearly-
Stephen fella, do you? He's a wrong un.
He's not even a real mountaineerer, is he?
Who?
He just gets like producers to like get him in a helicopter up to
Yeah.
the top of Everest. He films it, then gets off.
It's like Top Gear. It's just
It's embarrassing.
Although in fairness, you've got to be mental to actually want to trek about.
but then what he does do
doesn't he
for
like
real,
sleeping like camels, dead bodies and
that's,
shit?
yeah,
No,
that's
that's
the
in
weird,
the film, The Revenant.
He
Isn't
gets, no, but he does do that in the show.
No, he
And the
don't.
weird thing is, he's got all this luxury, but he still chooses to drink his own piss. That actually
that's-
happens.
that's wrong, that.
He's voluntarily doing that.
No, but you watching that show a lot, man.
Would you rather drink your own
known his
piss
name was
or someone
Eddie.
It used to be
else's
a
piss?
prime time.
You should have
Channel
known.
4.
You should
That
have
was prime
known his
time.
name was Edward.
Bear Grylls every Thursday
No,
or
but
Friday
look,
night.
Bear Grylls. Bear is not a name, despite what.
It was more Bear than.
By the way,
David,
do you know that
just made a
Liam
random
Payne?
name up.
That Liam Payne has gone absolutely mental.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
He talks in third person.
schizo.
Nah, I would go mental
crazy.
too though if Cheryl Cole wanted a piece.
No, but he's
No, but
gone.
he's gone third
mad.
person.
He has gone
Yeah, he's gone third
absolutely. Like I
He
saw
talks about himself in the third person.
He was talking. He was
Not like-
talking right on that Logan Paul's podcast, and I've
Yeah.
seen the clips of it. He was going absolutely wild. He was like, the reason that he didn't do this is because if he did, he wouldn't walk again. Like he thinks he's the man. He thinks he can really have
I
it.
think it's a hard knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks he can.
You know
have
what it
something.
is though? I think growing up famous,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, as young as they were, he must do
Once
weird
you go
things.
third
and-
person,
And,
you've lost
and
your
he's,
nut.
and he's had a load of like,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
my
and they're
God.
all a bit.
Oh, yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
Connor.
Chelsea. It's terrible.
Why are you getting excited? When
I want to see a goal.
Obviously, Man City are in the semi-final. We'd rather play
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I
innit?
want to see Chelsea score. To be honest.
Superb, James. Unlucky.
Chelsea probably do you lot,
What are you on about?
bro.
No, you're not allowed to talk
Come
about
on.
Champions League football, the Europa League
I'm allowed
tomorrow
to.
night,
I've won it the
Thursday
most.
night.
How many times you won in Champions League?
You haven't won nothing.
How
What?
many
You're a
times?
footballer.
Huh?
What? You're a footballer.
Two.
Ask me how many times.
What,
How
you're a
many
times you won
footballer.
it?
I won it 3
Oh,
times.
you spent
Three.
£2,000 going to
Put your
Moscow.
hands up if you won the Champions League round this table.
Yeah, well done,
Buvey,
lads.
keep them up
Well
while
done,
I
lads.
count.
Well done,
Buvey,
lads.
while I count.
Well done,
Well,
lads.
1, 2, 3.
Well done,
Buvey,
lads.
keep them up while I count.
These lads
Buvey,
bought
while I count,
expensive
keep them up.
tickets. Yeah, you got expensive tickets to European finals. Congratulations. Adam spent £2,000 going to Moscow. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Yeah,
Well
put your hand
done.
up.
Well done.
Put
You
your
didn't
hand
win
up.
anything. Were you running around?
Yeah.
No, you were sat on your
Me
lard
and
arse.
Wesley Brown.
You're sat on your lard arse.
Mate,
Yeah.
Moscow was so bad, man. That was so bad. And then the following year, I think it was Rome, and we
Oh,
thought we
no,
were going there.
We lost.
And we were giving it that. Moscow.
we-
On the
if we
way,
had
on the
you-
way to that, we
If
thought,
we had you, we would have beat you.
mate, we were
Yeah.
desperate to get. No, we would have. We were so good that year. We were so good.
Barcelona was so good.
Oh, but we
Was
beat,
that the-
we
was that
beat
Ballack?
them.
Was that the
SCN,
Ballack
yeah.
Is that
SCN's
Iniesta-
goal.
Iniesta
Yeah,
last
man,
minute?
that was us. And we were giving it that. Moscow,
Part G won
Moscow,
us-
Moscow.
Part G
It
missed
cost
a
us
chance
$2,000
early
to
on.
go.
Oh, I thought you were
We came
gonna
back with no
say,
cup, but we
Is
don't
that
give
the
a fuck,
season
'cause
Part
we
G
are gonna
sold Mark
win it,
Pearl out of the
bro.
game? Is that the same
Possibly,
season?
Yeah.
And then we didn't
did
win
that.
it.
Both
right?
games, unbelievable.
Perlo's so overrated by people, man.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Mate, he took a picture in a vineyard and everyone went, "Oh my god, this guy's amazing."
Yes!
You don't want it falling to Kante. Kante's just missed a, what,
How's he missed that?
10 yards out, volley on his left foot. Wow.
God, that's such
He was in the middle of the goal. It was harder
Mate,
to
he's
miss
got it
that.
at the target. Look at that. Oh my God.
He's hit it into the ground.
Could have had a touch.
He's hit it into the ground.
Could have had a touch.
Oh my God.
Hit his ankle and he's hit it.
That's a goal. That should be a goal. It's that much of a chance.
Oh my God! Come on, that's got to give them some belief, though, hasn't it?
That falls to anyone.
That's got to be a goal.
Cucurella scores that.
He don't.
Not on his left foot.
No, mate, he's made,
can't blame
he's made an error.
You can't blame him.
He's hit it with his left
Yeah, but
foot.
he is being
could have had
asked
a touch.
he's being asked to play in the progressive midfield
Get there,
role.
get there. Come on.
Thunder Force commented and goal over Werner.
Yeah.
Werner misses that.
Timo Kante.
Fucking.
Oh,
Mate, we're all over them. I thought they're meant to be good.
please, I'm begging.
Come on.
I'm begging.
Spend 600 million. I mean, got
Come on, you
that's
should-
offside.
Throw him, please.
Throw in. Throw in, please. Please, sir. Throw in.
Come on, Blues.
He's looking old, isn't he, Frank Lampard? Looking old.
I think, mate, it
Mate,
really,
it still looks like he just retired.
he's
managers,
looking
managers do get age, though, don't they?
Yeah.
He looks good for his age.
Yeah, of course he does.
Lamps, he must be about 45.
45, pushing 50.
He's looking a lot. He's
40,
looking
45.
old.
Oh, he looks
No.
good, man.
But it's just my opinion, lads.
Bro, if
Yeah,
we
but-
look
no,
like,
it's my
if
opinion.
we look that, if we still look like
In
we
my
were
opinion, he
35
looks
at
old.
45, yeah, happy days. Bro.
He looks old, lads.
I'll
You
tell
look
you, he
older
looks
than
about the same age.
Are you and Lampard the same age, Ro?
You're not allowed to say that, Ad.
No, Rory's 30. To be fair, Rory looks younger than me. Rory, if I age like Rory, I'm buzzing.
Yeah, me too.
I'm buzzing. Serious talk.
Yeah, yeah.
That right there. He was scrapping with Ian Beale in the 80s. Do you know what I mean? It's not that funny, is it?
Anything Ian Beale, I love it.
Yeah, anything Ian.
When did he get his head shoved down the toilet? What year is that?
Ian Beale
Yeah,
or Rory?
Man,
Phil came back on the square, and the first thing he did is he shoved his
lads,
head
do
down
me
the
a favour.
Was that before or after
You're
we
watching
became
Champions
a
League
smackhead?
football. You're talking about EastEnders. What the fuck are you doing?
You were in EastEnders.
Yeah, but I'm not in it now. And
Right, let's move on. Move on, for God's sake. You should know better, Adam. You're about 38.
Talking about EastEnders, Modric looks like Gail Platt. I know she was from Curry, but soaps and that.
Adam, give it a rest. Come on, mate.
Are you nervous now? You've missed that chance.
Yeah.
Has that made it seem more real? Like you got a
Yeah, I
chance?
know. I think it's the hope that kills
Because
you.
you were kind
sometimes,
of
isn't
before this game. You were, I'm not even up for this.
it? We're playing quite well, you see, and those kind of chances to come at such a premium against a side like this.
Here we go. Havertz might be offside, but he's in
Yeah.
Oh, just didn't fall.
again. Kante. That what?
What they-
Offside,
Offside.
offside.
It wasn't handball, surely.
No, it can't have been. It must have been offside, right?
It looks like.
What
it
are they
was
flagging for?
Should have scored. Kante should. Oh, I mean,
He's on.
Definitely
he's onside
onside.
there. Yeah, that's.
See, the trouble is, it can't be Kante in the. Yeah, they've given handball there, haven't they?
Nah.
handball.
I think it touches his hand.
See his chest.
God, they're desperate
his
to
arm.
stop
His
the
arm
game.
was out, and it looked
Every
weird, but he
opportunity.
hit his chest.
How are they stopping the game for that?
Club S6 for the Super 6 League. Make sure you're joining.
Please
our
join.
league, please. We want to hit 4,100 by half time. Is that fair? That's
We said 5K, didn't we? Total?
we're 25 away from that.
25 from what?
From 4,100.
Oh, great. Great.
So let's see if we can hit
Turn,
that
turn.
by 30 minutes.
Mate, we're playing so well. Come on.
moving
Chelsea
the
having a
ball
lot
quick.
of possession here. They're penning Real Madrid in.
Even just the way they're moving the
the
ball in
one
terms
thing
of
you've
speed.
got to be careful
Careful,
of
Kovacic. Come on.
is the counter. But so far, so good for Chelsea. And one of the weird things is Kante is just buzzing around their 18-yard box.
Yeah, he's our like forward-thinking player, isn't he? See that? Like, oh, don't get me wrong. I want Kante on the pitch, but you feel like if that's Mount, I think Mount scores that chance.
Yeah.
And he's
No. Shit.
good defensive play by Vinny Jr. there. He's got a
Come
Stoney on, so he has to give some
The only
free
thing
to
I'd say
someone.
is they'll lull you into a false sense of
Yeah, no, they'll go. Well,
security.
they did it to us last year. All of a sudden, that's a terrible touch from Reece James.
You have to
thing
they
is
have
like,
to
you know,
score
when Benzema
that
just
chance.
cushions the pass
Benzema,
back
yeah.
and they zip
I mean,
two
it's
passes
exactly what
quickly.
happened, mate. We were doing so well against them fairly
Yeah, yeah.
recently, and suddenly Modric picks it up. He plays a ball with the outside of his foot, and you're 1-0 down. You're like, hang on, what? We're all over him. How are we losing this game?
Is that the game the Benzema header as well?
Yeah.
From like,
Yeah, Benzema's header,
Edge of the
bullet
box.
header. Yeah,
oh, unbelievable.
yeah, bullet header.
But I still think you can get at this Real Madrid side.
I know.
Still
I mean,
think
we've
it's
proved
there.
it already.
Yeah.
15 minutes in, we've proved it.
But you've got to remember,
Like everybody was saying Chelsea get beat 3-4-0. Like that could still happen, but I don't think anybody anticipated us having the chances that we've had already.
I was
First
just saying
time
it
I've
for
seen
chat.
Kepa Arrizabalaga for ages.
That's true.
yeah, if you score that, it's a different game.
Turn.
But you can imagine the crowd will be getting up for this now as well.
Yeah, there's got to be a bit of belief there now. Nice.
Good.
That is the thing, like Real Madrid, you just know one counter,
Yeah, yeah,
Benzema,
yeah.
Modric, two passes, Vinny's free.
No, they are the very best in the world ever at this game, at this specific game.
Counter-attacking.
Well, no, just you knock out European football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is nobody that comes anywhere close to them at knockout European football. Fantastic, Gallagher. That do?
Dangerous ball.
Come
man.
on!
Yeah.
Cucurella spent like this first 15, 16 minutes just 10 yards away from Real Madrid's corner flag. Like, he's just right up there.
Mate,
right
we're
on the
penning
edge of
them
the
in, aren't we?
18-yard
Like we
box,
really
wide.
are. We really are.
Really interesting.
The goal
start to
feels
the
heavy,
game.
though. It feels like a big
I
moment.
think Real Madrid are happy with this, though. They don't look under
Yeah.
the cosh.
Mm.
But this will be positive for Chelsea. Look, the fans are already up for
it's
it.
important.
Please. See, these are good chances as well, aren't they? You know, like set pieces against Real Madrid, you've got to make them count. Bit of quality, please. Just whip it in. Beat the first man. Nowhere near Courtois.
That's a poor corner.
It's poor.
You know, when you Reece James, like, do you know, it's funny. You know, some players, they get stick all the time. And other players, they just seem to be immune from stick.
Oh,
Better,
well
come
played.
on.
Well played by Carvajal. He chests it back to Courtois, but more pressure. Cucurella kind of lumps it. I think like the diagonal over Camavinga.
And straight back in from Thiago
Yeah.
Silva.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz makes a nuisance of himself, and maybe Gallagher should be gambling there at the second
You
man.
have to play to your strengths, your physicality.
Also, you have to, you know, if you're Gallagher in that situation, he's not forward, so he's not going to have that instinct that a natural centre forward would have. But 90%, or even more than 90% of Sergio Aguero's runs result in nothing. You have to gamble. You have to be there.
yeah.
And then the one time it drops, if it drops there 1 in 20, that's a great return.
Yeah.
And if Gallagher makes a run there, he doesn't anticipate
What's
it.
the thought process of him over Mount then? That's what I don't get.
I genuinely think Mason Mount has agreed to leave Chelsea in the summer.
No, you still have to play him.
And
He would want to play.
They're less
I think
inclined
he
to
will
play him.
feature today.
He's not sat there saying, don't play me because I'm going to Liverpool.
No, but
It's
we will
not a
see
Mount- I'm
Mason
not saying
Mount
it's a Mount decision. No. I'm saying it comes down to a club decision where they almost, because you know the player's head's elsewhere, you're like, I
don't think Chelsea are organised well enough for that to be a situation. I think they just
you're
got to play their
probably
best
right.
players.
You're probably right.
Mate, I think that he will feature. I don't know if it's a fitness issue. Like, I think he will feature today, but you probably only got half hour in him.
Is that what it? Yeah. So maybe Conor Gallagher works his socks off. 60 minutes.
Conor Gallagher runs himself into the ground
Hopefully
knowing he's
1-0.
going to play an hour. Yeah.
Even 0-0 is a great result.
Conor Gallagher on his ass.
It's just a slip.
Yeah, into the second half. If you can keep it 0-0,
Oh,
it's
mate.
not a bad result for 20 minutes to go.
Also, it's just so nice to see the team play with a bit of pride and, not just getting steamrolled. Like, people were genuinely thinking that this is going to be 3-4, 5-0, weren't they?
Trouble is, it still could be.
Yeah, no, it could. But the way that it's shaping up at the moment, we're playing very well. Keep pushing.
That's better from Real Madrid.
Played by Real Madrid in and around Chelsea.
And they've got such a ruthless
Rodrigo
streak.
here. Pings it. Does that hit the post outside of the
He
post?
saved it.
Keeper, no? Well, maybe it hit a post, because I don't think they're not lining up for a corner, are they?
Ball in, Rodrigo.
Too easy, Chalobah, look. Yeah, outside of the post. Outside. He's never going in, though. It's not one of
it's,
the-
it's wide.
Yeah.
If you're coaching Real Madrid, you're saying any shot on target is a half chance.
Yeah, against Ariza Balaga. Yeah.
I think
He's been talking a really good game. Have you heard? Like him?
You don't like it though. I didn't like it.
No, I
thought it was,
I mean,
Man, you have-
shut up.
You let footballers do that. It's like boxers. They all think they're the best in the world. They have
Yeah,
to.
but Kepa's coming out saying, "Oh, I've had a good season and all that. I played 15 times last season." I know you have to do the interview, but I just thought,
What's
God,
happened here?
embarrassing.
I think a Real Madrid player is down and they've stopped the play. I don't know if a free kick's been given, but the play stops and Chelsea players are really frustrated about it.
She's gone down.
Yeah, it's a foul.
For God's sake.
It's a foul. It's a foul.
Yeah, but the reaction,
it's-
you get up, don't you? Quick,
It's momentum, isn't it? It's not like a snide foul. It's just like momentum. Crucius Barnett, bloody hell, state of him.
Too old for that, mate. But I suppose when you've won 4 Champions League,
Yeah, you
do what you want.
Do what
any
you want.
haircut you like, mate. Yeah.
4 and a World
Yeah,
Cup.
Diet pink for all I care.
Yeah, just
Did he win it with Bayern Munich? Then he went to Real Madrid.
No. Tony Kroos was in the team when we done him in 12.
Yeah, but he was in the.
Yeah, he won it. He won it when they won it at Wembley.
Yeah.
But don't let him fool you. He got done in Munich. Done. Drogba
What a game that was.
got done so badly. Turn, come on now. Love him
it's
to have a
0-0
good game,
between
Enzo
Napoli and
Fernandez.
AC Milan, but AC Milan have just missed a penalty.
Who took the penalty?
Yes, he's booking him.
Thanks for asking me a question. You know I couldn't answer. I mean,
Yeah, it's impossible for him to know the
I
answer.
thought you knew that, being a
guess. I know the answer, but guess.
Brahim Diaz.
Giroud.
Giroud.
Missed the penalty.
Surprisingly, yeah. He's normally clutching.
Thought he
those
was pretty good,
situations,
yeah.
isn't it? That could be
That
huge
sends
in
them
that
through.
time. Ultimately, yeah, it would have sent them through. Basically, it would have been 2-0 on aggregate. As it is, AC still going through.
Potentially some good news for you there. Do you see that? Militao misses the next game if they get there.
Oh, mate.
It's good news. It's got to be good news.
The least. But who comes in? Nacho.
No,
He
but
was
it's,
fantastic
whatever.
against
It's just
I know
one
what you're
less
trying to
option.
say,
It's
I
one
know
less
what you're
option for
trying
Ancelotti.
I just hold the position that if we lose to Real Madrid, we lose to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a bit of good news. What are you doing? There's a bit of good news that you might not. Militao's going to be banned. That's only good news for you.
Do you know what I'm trying? You don't know what I'm trying to say.
You know, with
No,
teams like
tell
Real
me.
Madrid, doesn't matter who plays for them.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You're either going to lose against them
but
or you're
it's-
not.
I'm shitting myself
But
anyway.
somebody
He's
who
right.
started here in a quarter
He's right.
final, somebody who started in a quarter final, won't be
Ross is
starting.
right.
Plus, I don't rate Militao.
But the point that we're making is more. It's just Real Madrid.
Yeah, but
Real Madrid beat them.
it'd be like if John Stones got banned, you've got good cover, but it'd still be a shame for you.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if you're a Real Madrid fan watching this, you might be going, Militao's banned.
I just think if City lose to Real Madrid, we are the losers of it. If we don't approach the game in the right way.
What's
Do you know what I'm
that?
trying to say?
I didn't know.
No,
what you
mate,
were
you're
trying to say
talking in riddles here, mate.
I didn't get that bit. I got you before, but then I didn't.
It's ours to lose against Real Madrid. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's definitely not yours to lose. It's definitely theirs to lose. They're Real Madrid.
We're Real Madrid.
They're the holders. It's literally they're literally holding.
I'm not trying to be. No, of course the heritage. I'm not saying.
No, but they're the holders.
I'm saying based on last
so it's
season,
theirs to lose.
PSG had it in their hands. You had it in your hands. City had it in our hands against Real Madrid last season.
You've never had it in your hand.
We had it. We were leading against Real Madrid for 75-80% of the tie.
You've never
This
had
time
it
last year, you weren't playing them because you're in the Europa League.
When Grealish
I've
had
had
that
it in
shot
your hand-
cleared off
my
the
hands
line.
more.
You know when Grealish had that shot cleared off the line?
Yeah.
I just can't believe that City. You know when you're watching that moment.
Yeah.
Last minute of the game, Grealish scores effectively. Everyone thought it was in. And suddenly they're out. You're like, wait, what?
It was surreal. It
You're
was
talking
surreal.
about they're out. They're through. I've just watched Grealish.
Real Madrid, man.
Yeah.
It's
That's what I'm trying to say. Militao could be injured or not.
they're just a different
That's
breed
what I'm
of
trying to
European
Like, just
team.
helps a touch is all. We seem to be.
It's mad. They've got Rudiger on the bench.
I know.
Rudiger starts for most European teams.
In the last week in the tie, the block that Rudiger made from Mount.
Oh, yeah.
He celebrated like it was a goal.
No,
But
it was a goal.
though, it was
It
though.
was a
yeah.
goal.
That's not a foul. He takes the ball there, surely. Just run out of
Fresh
steam a bit,
experience.
haven't we? Kante's
Yeah.
chance. If that's 1-0, if Chelsea go 1-0 up, do either of you then suddenly think that Chelsea are going to go
The way it's going, yeah. The way it was going, it's flat now.
flat? Which is exactly what they're doing, isn't it? Like they
It's a
want
shame
it
for
to be.
Kante. He's got no confidence in front of goal. No
Well,
confidence.
he used to
for
score
his
quite a
technical
lot.
ability.
I remember him scoring against Man United from afar, and obviously scored against Leicester, his former club. Scored another one for Man United. Actually, knocked him out of the cup.
He
I
looked
think we
rusty.
beat him 5-0 when he scored, and then beat him in the cup. But yeah,
Why has he started playing this weird forward role?
He did under Sorry.
I don't know, mate.
Sorry,
No, I know.
tried it as well.
It wasn't. It's just I just find it.
No,
Like, he was one of the best sixes in the world,
So why
I
isn't
think it still
Enzo in that
is.
situation? Yeah, why is
and then
Enzo
he just gets
deeper?
moved from the position. It's like you wouldn't go to Casemiro here, mate. You're now a number 10.
Yeah, look where he is. He's literally our striker.
You know what I mean? You would never go. Yeah, Thomas Partey. You're just going to play off Gabriel
There
Jesus.
must be
for
a
me.
reason for it.
Like
Like
press off the front, I think it must be to
Pardon?
press off
press
the
at
front.
the front. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's just such a bad cross for it.
It's like United playing
Kante,
Sabitzer
like-
in that role. He's really weird.
Yeah,
Because when we bought him, you go, he's a number 6, isn't he? And
football's
he just
weird.
spends his
Football's-
time playing off the striker.
I know it's a silly thing. Football's weird. We got midfielders playing at left back, centre backs playing in midfield, dropping into
Only
centre
at
back.
City, really.
Yeah, but we're seeing it. We're seeing
No, you've seen it a
multiple
lot more. Zinchenko,
clubs.
Shaw.
Trent.
They
Yeah.
all spend their time just on the edge of the box now.
Everyone's gonna be doing it next season. Everyone will do it next season.
What you think
There'll be
defenders
6
will
or
really
7
be
clubs
pushing
that'll
on,
be-
kind of thing.
Yeah, there'll be a centre
Now,
back
but
playing
there'll be
in midfield.
another evolution of how to counter that. And then
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
start going to that. It's,
Yeah, we'll get found. City will get found out.
I don't know, mate.
Hopefully not this season, but
No, but
if you're
even this
Ancelotti,
season,
you're looking at
if you look to the start of the season, City got found
Yeah.
out. And then they changed
Yeah, they
the way
evolved
they're
again.
playing.
They evolved again.
But
yeah.
if you're playing against Vinicius, if we are to play Real Madrid, if we are, you can't play John Stones as a midfielder on the ball because you get countered off of it.
Why not?
You're 10 yards off Vinicius Jr. You're 10 yards off him in terms of if you get countered. If John Stones loses the ball high up the pitch,
Yeah.
it could happen.
Oh, Real Madrid there.
But you know when John Stones goes, is it not, say, Rodri's responsibility to drop? Is that not how you counter?
No, Rodri doesn't drop, but you got a Kanji, Ake, and Diaz behind. But
Tackle.
That's not Carl Walker.
Who's
There's
It sounds fairly solid.
Yeah,
mate.
it's solid, but I'm talking about
Far
raw
out.
pace. Vinicius is so quick,
so good.
Yeah.
and Rodrigo.
It still sounds like that's the answer, though. John Stones goes, and you've got 3 players dropping to counter it when John Stones goes.
I love
I think high at the pitch, you don't want a Kanji running back against Vinicius.
Right. So what you think?
I think
I
you
don't
look
think-
at a Carl Walker potentially
Would it not be
in a
slightly?
second leg, maybe for 1-0
It'd be
down.
slightly foolish, I think, for Guardiola to totally change the way that they're playing and playing so well to accommodate Real Madrid.
I agree.
You have to take the game to
I
them, not
agree.
let them dictate.
A
For you.
1,000,000%. So it starts that way. But if we were countered high up the pitch, 30 minutes in, Vinicius tucks one in, you can't keep playing John Stones as a... I think it's a system that works beautifully. I don't think Real Madrid will be able to catch up in time to figure out how to beat us. But they could. They could.
If you could be any footballer right now, who would you be?
What? Be them. Actually be them.
Yeah. So I'm not just talking, don't just pick the best one. Like, who would you want to be? Whose life would you want to lead?
Oh, I thought I was in. What is that from Kante? Sorry, I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to be sorry. It's not a serious question.
No, I'm just. I want to answer your question, mate.
What's happened there then?
Can't say Kyle Walker because he gets his todger out. in the pub. I've never seen you do that yet.
What? You see what?
Yeah, the night is young. The night is very young.
The reason I said that was because I thought Benzema would be quite a good footballer to be.
Yo, I don't want to be 35.
He lives a lavish life.
I wouldn't want to be 35.
He makes great Instagram content. He was once with Rihanna.
Was he?
He's won loads of Champions League.
He was with Rihanna.
I think so, yeah.
I've never heard that.
You know, he
Gas.
was. She tweets about him all the time.
Gas.
Yeah, man.
Impossible.
I think Benzi's the one, you know.
But he's 35.
Yeah, I'm 33, bruv.
Yeah, so
I'd
you
swap
lose
2 years
of your
for
life.
millions and pounds
time's
to live
worth
a
more
dream
than money.
life as a footballer.
No. This I'll shout at you. Time is worth more than money, guys. Okay.
Bro. You know what people would give to be a footballer?
I'd rather have an extra couple of years of life.
I'd rather... No, if you told me I'd die at 50, but I'll be a Premier League footballer.
Or live 100 or 90.
Kill me at 50, yeah.
Or live 100 and just have 40 grand a year for the rest of your life.
Nah,
Average salary.
I want to be... Yeah.
No, you get bored after a while.
No. Even if I was Gareth Barry and them, man. I'd be happy, bro. I'd be happy, serious.
But they can't. What's difference? Similar phone to you, a slightly better car.
Phone? What are you on about? Slightly better
I'm
car.
talking about the metrics of human life. What is much better than your current life?
The lifestyle of being a professional footballer.
What? Going up and down
Not
on a
just
coach,
the
playing
wages.
football, getting slagged off
playing
week in, week
football.
out.
Football's amazing, bro.
I think
When I
it's
played
overrated.
football regularly and went to like training on a Monday and a Wednesday.
Don't say that, for God's sake.
It was so much fun. I miss playing football on
Yeah,
a Sunday
I know what you're trying to say.
and a Saturday,
Playing
like, you
football,
know,
I think
regular.
I think you're right.
I miss that.
I want to play
Imagine doing it for
football.
your
Yeah.
job.
If you play 50 matches a year, that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Imagine you've got
World
so
Cup
much
final.
money in the bank. You
I
don't
see
have to
what
worry about that.
I thought you were going down the whole money route.
No.
I want 500 grand in the
That's
bank
just
a week.
part
What
of
are you
it.
going to do with it?
That's part of it.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
Mum's is
Buy
happy.
a white
everyone's
Ferrari
happy.
and all that. I mean,
Yeah, man.
come on.
I'll buy you
What
a
is
white
this?
Ferrari.
Yeah, GTA Vice City and all that. What a game.
But you
that
know what I mean?
is. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I know what
It's
you're
the
trying to
dream.
say.
But even when we were kids, the money weren't that good and we still wanted to be footballers.
That's true. Yeah, but that was more of a prestige thing for me.
No,
Back
it's the
then.
love.
Now kids want to be footballers for the money.
It's the love of it. You right there, Raw? You just locked up a little bit nervy?
I was just enjoying that riveting conversation.
Thanks. So who would you want to be? Rory will join us soon on the show,
He's in a
guys.
different dimension.
He's just
You two might join us soon.
he's just not here right now. I think he's stepped into Doctor Who's phone box.
Yeah!
Conor Gallagher's spooned it over the
Why
bar.
has he jumped up so
And
early?
he's offside though. How's it offside? Everything's offside.
You got to stop celebrating before the shot
Yeah.
gets taken.
He had to score though.
He's miles
not
on.
offside.
What's offside?
There, is it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, fine.
Is that off? Would
Yeah,
that have
that's
been
off, that's
ruled
off,
out
that's off.
if it had gone in?
God, what's he doing?
Got to fucking score.
Can't score, yeah.
Oh my God, that's poor.
Trouble is in that situation, you know, when Gallagher kind of goes up, I was optimistically hoping that it was going to go in, but at no point did I ever like believe. Like, you know, some players
Conviction of
you see a certain player rise and you think goal, and sometimes you think, I don't know, you know, if I saw Jorginho lining up a shot, I'd be like, don't shoot. Whereas if I saw Lampard lining up a shoot, I'd be like, he'll score. With Gallagher, I just don't think he's going to score. Even if that ends up in the back of the net,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking.
Like if I picture a Gallagher goal, it's taking a deflection.
Scrappy, scrappy,
It's
rough.
deflected somewhere along the line. Oh, in fact, the other day he scored a goal like that
scrappy, yeah.
against
Yeah,
Brighton.
Bobbler.
Took a massive deflection of a dunk.
Yeah, no, it's a scrappy goal. Like, we haven't got, you know, that kind of really clean strike. He's not that guy. Far from it.
It's mad how much Ancelotti's career has
Amazing,
just
as you
constantly gone under the radar.
I think
he's been there for so long.
Do you know what though? Oh, what are you doing? I think the record. You know when he became the first and only person to have won the domestic league in the 5 main European leagues. I think at that point people suddenly went, "Hang on a minute, are we witnessing greatness? Is he the best manager to have ever lived, and we're witnessing it, and we're not even appreciating it?" To go to Spain and win the league, to go to France and win the league, to go to England and win the league, to go everywhere you've gone, Italy, win the league. Like it really is big, isn't it? Like it.
Modric in the box here.
Oh.
Good
They're
save
really
by
turning
Kepa.
it on a
Corner
bit
to
here,
Real
aren't they?
Madrid.
Even the saves from Kepa just seem a little bit like could bounce anywhere.
In fairness, though,
You know what I mean?
no.
It looked like it could have.
There's a lot of time you can give him criticism, but when he's saving things, it's
Yeah, but that
No, but even that looked. like,
didn't look convincing
I
to me.
think
Royce.
most keepers pat it down into their hands. Maybe.
Or even straight out for a corner.
I'm just happy that it didn't end up in the back of the net, which is generally what I anticipate when someone has a shot at Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Who is the king? Who's
Born
that?
as a
Who's
king.
that?
Peter Osgood. Born is a king of Stamford Bridge. All's good, all's good, all's good, all's good.
Where's your seat? Or where
Other
was
side,
your
other
seat?
side.
Behind the goal, isn't it?
Behind the goal, Matthew Harding, yeah. That's the shed, which weirdly has become our away. Half of it's the away end.
Yeah, it's a good away end down there.
Yeah, in the cup you get the whole thing. I look to a star. Score
nice
goals
touch.
past Pat Jennings from near and from far. And Chelsea won, as we all knew they
Buvey,
would.
you're a bit.
And the star of that great team was Peter Osgood. Osgood, Osgood, Osgood.
You were
Buvey.
slagging us off for having shit chat earlier.
Yeah, Buvey.
Football related.
You're
You're a bit
singing-
younger
Football
now.
related.
You're singing some chant from the Victorian
Football
era.
related.
God's sake.
Buvey, you're.
So
You're a
it's
bit
a team.
younger
It's a
than
team with a history.
What is your first, like, what's the first memory you have of football? Like,
went-
what's the match or what's the thing? What do you remember?
It's Nicholas Anelka in 2003
Jesus.
at the City of Manchester State. I'm
So
too young
young.
to have gone to Main
I mean,
Road.
it makes me feel so old.
Yeah, Kevin Keegan. And Nicholas Anelka was our
He's
star
doing it.
player. Thankfully not.
No, that's his
And that's
goal
his thing. That's
celebration.
what he does.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thing he did at West Brom. That
No, why
Sorry.
would I do that on camera?
I know. I don't
He
know.
used to do that when he
Yeah, he did. He did the finger wag in gloves. But yeah, what a player!
idiot.
What a, I know.
Why would I do the
But you
thing
know-
that got him banned?
That's true. That is true.
Jeez.
Yeah, but Nicholas Anelka, Kevin Keegan. Yeah.
I remember him weirdly scoring a 1-0 winner for Bolton against United. I loved that. I thought Anelka was an amazing.
Anelka
Scored a
was
1-0 winner
unbelievable.
for City against Chelsea the year we only lost one game all season. Like, you know, when you hear the Invincibles banging on about the Invincibles, we lost to a Nicholas Anelka penalty at the Etihad. The only game we lost that season.
Yeah.
Was that when you had Thomas Cook on your shirt?
Thomas Cook, it was a Reebok kit. The last time we beat Liverpool at Anfield before we had an 18-year run of never beating them at Anfield. The last time was one of the earliest seasons I can remember with
Who's your
Nicholas
favourite
Anelka.
player when you grew up?
Sean Wright Phillips.
First favourite player?
Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I know it's all relative to your heroes.
No,
relatively
I'm
speaking.
not
but when he went
ridiculing
to
it, I'm just
Chelsea,
asking.
I know. But when he went to Chelsea, people don't outside the City sphere. It was heartbreaking.
No, it was huge for him as well because that was a big move, wasn't it?
He was
Like,
an England international.
How did you feel when you signed Sean Wright Phillips?
Crap.
No, but at the time he was madly rated, wasn't he? He was playing for England.
boys.
He was.
Yeah,
like, it was-
on and off.
Chelsea were buying all the best players.
Yeah, he was all right. You know, he wasn't a particularly good player for Chelsea.
No,
He
no,
didn't
but
really-
when you signed him,
No, I wasn't
he was
particularly. He
top
wasn't.
Premier
He
League
wasn't
winger.
particularly. No, not.
He was top
compared
five
to
wingers in the
certain
league.
other
because he
players.
was massively highly rated at the
He was
time.
big. He was England international. Consistently.
On and off England international, and being an England
But that's
international
like
in that
Arsenal
era
fans
wasn't
going,
particularly.
Francis
That
Jeffers
was
is crap.
impressive.
But when they signed him, they would have been like, "Oh my God, we're signing Francis Jeffers. He's the next big thing." Do you know what I mean? That's how Sean Wright
He was
Phillips is
massively
viewed.
rated.
No,
boys.
he wasn't
Not by
massively
you.
rated. No, I mean also we were champions. You know, he was never going to be better than Duff and Robin.
I think people thought he would have been.
No,
People
It
did
was-
think there was a narrative that he could have been. I'm not saying he did ever turn out that way.
no. He was always. There was a ceiling with Sean Wright Phillips. We're in behind it.
Heartbreaking to hear that. Heartbreaking.
Napoli were just close to getting a penalty, but it wasn't given. So loads of people commenting in our chat at the moment saying Napoli penalty, Napoli penalty. The penalty was not given to Napoli. It's still 0-0 there. 38 minutes gone in that game.
Are both the lads playing?
who's the
Osman and Kvaratskhelia.
It's like, are
The
your mates
big lads.
playing?
The big lads. You know what I'm talking about. They're both starting.
Osimhen's back and Kvaratskhelia. What's his name?
Kvaratskhelia.
Name's it?
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, he's playing as well.
People saying Kvara. As a nickname, they call him Kvara or something, aren't they?
Who?
Napoli have already
Carvadonna.
Who?
Napoli
Football fans.
have,
Yeah, don't twist it. A minute ago, you were slagging off my hero, saying no, he's never rated. He had a ceiling.
He weren't.
He was
He-
comparable to Damien Duff.
I mean,
in
he
terms
was
of
nowhere near the
potential.
ceiling.
In
In
He
terms
shouted
of
all he was.
potential.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
He
was.
wasn't. He
That's
wasn't.
a
He was
very good
never
joke that
ever
got missed
comparable to Damien Duff.
Oh my god,
Mate,
yes, he
you
was.
can't talk
No,
about
I'm
it.
nowhere near Damien Duff, bro.
Did I say Damien Duff?
You just
You
said
said David.
When Damien
You
Duff,
literally just-
before
yes.
he joined Chelsea, he was a prodigious winger at a smaller club. Was it
I
Blackburn?
get what
or
he's saying.
Where was it? Blackburn or Newcastle?
Blackburn.
Blackburn.
Duff. He went to Newcastle from us.
Duff at Blackburn is similar to Sean Wright Phillips and Man
No,
City.
it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It isn't.
Just because it didn't work out for
No,
you,
it isn't.
and he was
It
number
isn't.
12.
He was
highest,
never
I
as
think.
good.
Just
He
because
was
that was when Chelsea
he was
were ruining
never
the
as
football
good.
like you were
English as
previously.
well. He was proper hype.
He was never as good as Damien. You never expected him to be anywhere near as good. Well done.
If you look at their numbers, they'll be very, very similar.
They won't.
Yes, they will.
They won't.
Duff was always way better than Sean Wright
Duff
Phillips.
got
I
there.
get the point
Duff
he's
got
made.
there.
No.
There was a lot of hype around Sean
quality.
Wright Phillips.
I refuse. It's impossible.
Especially because he was Ian Wright's son as well, so there was even more hype around that.
Could put it in. I suppose with Kante in there on his own, it's weird.
He's very high.
So high.
Thing is, Ian Wright's grandson was playing football.
Yeah, I know.
Sean Wright, was it Sean Wright Phillips' son or Bradley Wright Phillips' son?
Sean Wright Phillips'
But it's
son
like,
is playing.
bro, that's mental. Like, do you know?
Andy Colston's
Like
playing
one
at
of
City.
Wayne Rooney's kids is playing for United's academy, banging in goals every week.
Robbie Savage is playing for you lot. His son.
Charlie Savage, is it?
I found that amazing. So, on the day that Zidane Iqbal became the first British Asian to play for Man United, Charlie Savage's kid made a debut at the same time. And they were going mad about it, obviously, on BT Sport because Robbie Savage was on there. So his son's making it. I understand why he would be hyped about it.
Yeah.
But I just found it mental. Like, the one time a British Asian player is on.
So it's the same
played
game.
Is the same time the second Savage plays for you. That's mental.
The second Savage.
Two Savages.
Good way of saying it. Isn't it? The second,
I find
the
Robbie
second
Savage. I found Robbie Savage so annoying.
I remember
He's such an
in
average
the League
bloke,
Cup
such an
semi-final.
average player, and it gets so much traction.
In 05 in the League Cup, I think it was 05, League Cup semi-final, I was sitting by the front. And
Go on.
Rio chased him down a tunnel like he was going to fill him.
corner.
It was such a good game.
Yes.
39 minutes gone, Chelsea 0, Real Madrid 0, corner to Chelsea. You got Rory's boys in the crowd trying to ramp things up. His hand's going to be hurting when he gets home tomorrow.
You can't make those mistakes. You do that and then you're just in agony.
You know the guy that's smashing the steel thing next to him? You know they get home the day after like, oh,
Mate, do you know what I did
broken.
once? This is when I was a kid. I went on and I celebrate. You know, you do the slide. It felt like a really good idea at the time. And I just like, oh my God, you know, I'd grass all over my neck.
Oh, Conor Gallagher. If Conor Gallagher was facing goal then,
He seems to
has
just
a
get it
free
a
header
little
on
bit
goal.
wrong, Gallagher, doesn't he? He seems to just always
he
get
turned
it.
his back on it. Watch.
I think Kai Havertz has mistimed the header, though. The
Or
first
maybe
header.
behind him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hits his back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's poor.
Oh my God. The second header.
Yeah, Gallagher just went up to make contact, didn't he?
If this Chelsea side had Harry Kane, everything's the
mate.
same. Where'd you finish?
Do you think you could sign Harry Kane?
No, he'd never sign for Chelsea.
Can we get the first question
It would
answered
tarnish
first?
the legacy. With Harry
It's an
Kane,
interesting one, I think. Just for the
I think we'd
audience,
probably probably finish wherever Tottenham finished this season. I think we're about the same as
sort
Tottenham.
of fifth, maybe fourth.
Maybe fourth.
Maybe fourth, yeah.
I think we're probably a bit better than them,
you've got a
aren't
better
we?
squad.
Yeah. Gallagher!
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's such a good pass, and he didn't anticipate it at all.
This is a good point from COD in the comments. They say Chelsea need 2, and you have a front 3 of Kante, Havertz, Gallagher. Given the way you've played, now you might have played this way because of Kante and Gallagher, but do you think you could have scored with maybe Mount in one of those positions?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe,
I think we will see Mount, surely. Like, Gallagher's going to go off at some point and Mount's going to come on, and Mount is obviously a far more ruthless finisher than Conor Gallagher. But look at the work that Gallagher does. Like, that's Gallagher back there now, defending.
Oh, Vinny, in on the
Foul.
back post. Maybe should have
I thought
got
that
on
was a
that.
foul, you know. My heart suddenly went funny. I mean, you get that feeling. I thought he was just going to give a penalty.
That's a great ball by Modric.
Mate, but is it Gallagher? Like, you know when we're talking about him, look, he's just missed one up front. This is him here, look. This is him trying to put that challenge in. Look, is this a foul?
No, he's nowhere near him. Nowhere near him.
Look, it's Gallagher defending there. Like, that's what I mean by his attributes, right? See,
No. He fouled like 2, 3, 4
Right.
steps later.
reckless, though. He doesn't need to be flinging himself about
No.
like that, does he?
No. Especially against Vinicius, a big
But
guy.
you see,
there.
look, I can be quite scathing about Conor Gallagher, but you see what he brings to the team?
Up and
Like,
down.
he's missed the sitter. Oh, he hasn't missed the sitter. He's missed. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
He's missed one, and then he's the first man making. Like, nobody else in the team is going to do that.
After a while,
Lovely
you need
feet
some
there
quality.
from Reece James. Lovely feet, just to glide past the.
Yeah, I've got a couple players.
AC Milan have gone and scored, ladies and gentlemen. AC Milan, Olivier Giroud, set up by Rafael Leao. After missing a penalty after 22 minutes, he has put AC Milan 2-0 up. What did I tell you, boys?
I said
Rory
AC.
agreed with me.
Yeah.
I said
AC
AC.
Milan are going through
I said AC goes.
football heritage, and that's why I think
Cucurella doesn't beat the first man. He should never play for the club again. He's got another chance here. Benzema has just headed it out. Weirdly,
that's my pet hate in football.
if he doesn't
Yeah.
beat the first man,
Simple.
he should never ever take another corner for the club.
I hate that.
Mate, he's got another chance here. Please, God, beat the first man. At least, coward.
He's passed it to the first man.
Now.
That's a ball.
That's terrible.
That was a good ball.
Straight to
A bit
Courtois.
high, but
Terrible. It's a
ball.
looper. It's only going to be
Terrible
only
ball.
the keeper is going to get that.
Wow.
Mate, Napoli must be fuming.
Wow.
Their
Cucurella
season-
is so
Wow.
shit, isn't it? Cucurella is the reason that we're in this mess here. Cucurella's crap delivery. First corner, second set, like off the back of the corner.
Valverde runs up the other end and he whips one into Benzema, who doesn't quite connect. I've seen him score a goal like that though. Back post on his
Yeah, I
left
have
foot.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been last season then. Valverde, what a player he is. Goes under the radar, Valverde, because of everyone else, but he's world class for me.
Mate, get Cucurella. It's such a shame Ben Chilwell got suspended in that first tie. Cucurella's just
He's
dreadful,
awful.
isn't he? He's just dreadful.
Did you try and sell him in the summer?
To who though? What idiot buys him? We've already been the idiot that bought him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's mad though, because he was.
Brighton's player of the year, wasn't he?
I just think at Chelsea, you've made a lot of transfers, and I don't think you're getting to see the real players because there's just so many things going
But
wrong.
that's
there.
just taking a corner ad. That's
no,
not about...
yeah. I get you. I get what you're saying.
Cucurella's
I hate
been
that as
bad.
well. When
I think
people hit the
you're
first
seeing
line-
Fofana, for example, come through. He's looking
Yeah.
decent. Badiashile.
Yeah, he's looking very good.
Yeah, but what?
But Cucurella's exceptionally bad.
But Cucurella is also a system player. He relies on
he's
a system
championship.
being
I think
built
he's
to
cha- I
what
think
he
he's-
needs to do. It's not, man.
he's
Brighton
championship.
have ballers in their team. Come on.
I think Plymouth
think it's
are
just been a
Garden need a
bad
new
move.
left back when they get promoted from League One. I think he'd go to Plymouth.
I think it's just
Good
been a
away
bad
day, Plymouth.
transfer for him.
Fish and chips and everything. Oh, that's poor as well, though.
Terrible header out, that was.
Real
Got
Madrid
away.
haven't done enough. You know, if you're a Real Madrid fan, you want to score a goal.
I think if you're a
Create a
Real
chance.
Madrid fan, though, I think you'd be really gutted off the back of the 2-0 win. You know, in the first... I think if you're a Real Madrid fan, they
All
were
you
so
wanna do
much...
is go through.
Mate, we had half hour. We had half hour with 10 men. They battered us, and the game was 2-0. Like that should have been 4-0. It should have been over. I think if I was a Real Madrid fan, I'd be furious with that. Like, look, they're probably not going out, but it shouldn't even be a question. I mean, it's probably not a question either, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they should have won 4-0 at home.
Yeah.
10 men.
Says how hard it is in the Champions
Chelsea, if I told you Chelsea are going to play with 10 men in the Bernabeu at 2-0 down for half an hour, what's the score going to finish?
It's 3 or 4. Has to be. It's a comment on how hard it is in the Champions League to finish sides off.
But I think, you know, when we talk about
That'll do.
Real Madrid's ability to manage these Champions League games,
Yeah, they know
how
what
they're good, they know what they're doing. So when they're 2-0 up, they know if we go gung-ho here, try to smash them up, we might concede a goal that we don't need to concede. And then we're allowing them to come to Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, 2-1.
It's just a one-goal difference. You never know what can happen. I think they're just very good at managing Champions League football.
Yeah, you're very,
Nothing
very
wrong
right.
with a shot. There's nothing wrong with a
Yeah,
shot.
Reece James is in here. You need the ball to be good.
Yes,
The ball is good.
please,
Cucurella back post.
Fucking wanker.
Is that a save from Courtois, though? Is that a great save or is that
He
a
has to
bad
hit that
miss?
first time, maybe,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
I
nervous.
hate him. I
Hit
hate him
that
so
early,
much.
bro. You've got to score that. That's such a good
How
ball by
many
Reece
chances?
James.
How well are we playing?
First time!
Boom.
You fucking...
On his left foot.
Once he's took a touch, he's let the keeper go. That's
I want to see that
huge
again.
save.
I want to see that again.
Courtois deserves respect, but Jesus, you got to hit that
Don't you
early.
first time tap that in as if it's a pass? You just sort of pass it into the net.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It was a little bit behind him.
No, you're
You gotta hit that
absolutely right.
earlier.
Maybe
You
you're
just-
right. Yeah, you
No,
must be right.
no,
I didn't
Buvey,
see
you're
the
right.
He
first
has to
time.
hit it earlier. He has to hit it earlier.
Just pass it into the net.
Chelsea should have scored by now.
What was that?
Mate, we've had so many chances.
It should be 1-0.
We've had about 3 really good...
1 minute left. Kante into the
They'll
box.
score now.
Fuck. Cucurella, what a fucking wanker. Like, what a...
Rory's breaking his own rules here. I've never heard him swear so much in all my life.
I just can't
I'd be
bear this.
so-
I just can't bear it.
I'm angry for it.
I don't mind.
I
I
think
just
you
can't
expect the
bear
left
him.
back to tap that in.
I like it.
He's like part of what he's meant to be good at is that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Look at this. Here.
look, bump.
Touch, man. You're taking a touch.
And even then,
Everyone gutted in the crowd. Somebody should be telling him now.
even though he's taken a touch, he could have still got the shot away quicker.
High into the roof of the net, blaze it up.
Blaze it up. He's playing like he's blazed it up.
It's a foul, isn't it?
You got to take him off. Mount on half time.
Mate, but the thing is, the biggest problem is Cucurella. Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Such a stupid signing. Like, you know, at the time when we signed him, on my YouTube channel, I put a video out where I was like, this is a ridiculous signing. We don't need him. Loads of Chelsea fans, like YouTuber Chelsea fans, furious with me. He's exactly what we need. He can do this. He can play. Yeah, he was fantastic for Brighton. He's Brighton's player of the year. He can double up. He can play as a left side of a centre half. Or everything I said was bang on. Like, we didn't need Cucurella.
Yeah.
Like, he's nowhere near
Half
good
time,
enough to
mate.
play for
But
us.
so who
And do you
starts
know
you
who
if it's not?
Do you know who else is dreadful here?
Yeah.
Graham Potter named Chelsea's squad for this tournament. Put Cucurella in it and didn't put Badiashile
That's
in.
crazy. That's crazy.
And didn't put Badiashile.
Guys, it's half-time, 0-0 between Chelsea and Real Madrid. In the other game, it's Napoli 0, AC Milan 1, 2-0 to AC Milan on aggregate, 2-0 to Real Madrid on aggregate. Huge game, some huge second half coming up. If Chelsea can get an early goal in that second half, absolutely massive. But before we dissect the first half, before we, just poke Rory a little bit more, try and get some more reactions out of him, we're going to tell you about NordVPN. NordVPN are sponsoring the club yet again, and thank you very much to them. If you head over to nordvpn.com/the club, you can find all the exclusive deals, including 30-day money-back guarantee and plenty more. You can get months for free and all that stuff as well. VPNs are fantastic. I was in Dublin for the poker 2 weeks ago. I use one of the usual telly subscriptions that you usually do, but because I was in Dublin, I couldn't get onto it because I wasn't still in the UK. I was obviously in Ireland. What did I do? Opened up NordVPN, selected the fact that I want my phone to think I'm in the UK. There you go. I was able to watch Manchester United beat Everton at my phone while I was playing at the poker tables out of the country.
Amazing,
it was absolutely amazing. So that's why I use NordVPN. It's absolute class. I know you use it as well for your travel and things like that.
Yeah, booking trains, booking flights. You can do that across the internet with a VPN, like NordVPN, which is the fastest of its kind on the internet. It allows you to get the cheapest possible prices all the time. And the big thing for me, the price of a cup of coffee. It's getting expensive these days, but a NordVPN is so cheap. You get 6 logins with the deal as well. And obviously, you're getting a special discount with us at the club. So make sure you check it out in the description down below. Thanks again to NordVPN.
NordVPN.com/the club. You get 4 extra months for free, as well as a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you very much to NordVPN. We love you guys. Halftime, as we said, 0-0 between Chelsea and Real Madrid. We've got some stuff to be talking to Rory about in the second half. We've also got some topics that we want to discuss as well between ourselves. Loads coming up in today's show. So make sure you're sticking with us, even if this game isn't interesting anymore. Real Madrid are clearly going through.
Do you think?
There's plenty. Mate. Yeah. Chelsea ain't scoring here. In fact, I think Real Madrid might score again.
Yeah. That is the Real Madrid thing. They'll lull you into a false sense of security and they'll smash these lot 4-0 on aggregate.
Are you worried by the fact that Real Madrid are kind of cruising through here? The league's gone for them now. So they're not really, doing much. They're just primed and waiting for Man City. Does that worry you a little bit?
Yeah, you're always worried as a City fan based on what they did last season to us, what we did in the Champions League final where Pep overthought it. If we play the 11 that we faced Liverpool with, Bayern Munich with, where we blew these sides, even Southampton, I know a lesser side with all due respect, but we blew these sides out of the water. If we can do that against Real Madrid, we've got a great chance. That's all I can say. As a football fan, if your side is playing some of the best football I've ever seen, you go into a Champions League semi-final expecting to at least have that kind of confidence and form. That's all you can ask as a City fan. That's all you can ask. The thing that would devastate many City fans in the memory of this time last year, Real Madrid, they were the worst side in the game. I know it's a naive thing to say they were worse than City for a good 75, 80% of the tie, and they got back in at last minute with some unbelievable moments of quality. And you can get sucker punched in Champions League football. We've seen it time and time again. All I can say as a City fan is this City side that are going into games, 3 at the back, John Stones and Rodri in midfield for protection, and then Erling Haaland up front. That is far more than we had last season. Last season, we had no striker. We were still scoring a ton of goals against them. 4 or 5 goals across both legs without a striker? But the issue is that counter-attack now can be suppressed, hopefully, by John Stones being in midfield, win it higher up the pitch, and then obviously Erling Haaland to kind of score a couple of tap-ins. There's a world, I'm lucky enough to say this, which is surreal saying this to you. Erling Haaland could score 6 goals against Real Madrid across 2 ties. Am I gassing?
No, I wouldn't.
Am I chatting shit? Do you know what I mean? He could score a double hat trick, so it's absolutely mental. We've got Rory coming back in now, but
is that an outfit change?
Freezing.
Are you cold?
Freezing.
Hold tight, saving grace. If we sell any hoodies off the back of this, hopefully we'll be getting a little kickback over here at the club.
Absolutely Baltic.
I mean, look at it.
It's Baltic.
She should be buzzing with that.
What is it? What is it? He gave it to me.
Saving grace hoodie, isn't it? He loves saving grace.
Yep.
Rory's going to be on Chloe vs. the World soon as well, hopefully. That'll be good.
Mate, I can't believe this. I'm so gutted. Oh, do you know, in a way, it'd be easier.
I've never seen Rory in a hoodie.
It's freezing. Mate, he's got nowhere. Mate, nimble he ain't. Nimble he ain't. Not exactly nimble. Not a ninja, is he, Buvey?
Have you seen Stranger Things? There's all things in Stranger Things that walk around like that. That was Buvey crawling out of the studio.
Do you know what's so painful about it today? I honestly think, like, if Chelsea were 3-0 down, it would be so much easier to bear.
Yeah, because you know you're gone.
Yeah, and the fact that we've played so well, I think we deserve to be winning the game. I think if we'd been a little bit more ruthless, we would be winning the game.
You should be 1-0 up at the very least.
Cucurella.
You combine those chances, Kante's chance, Cucurella's chance. There was another one.
There was two Gallaghers, weren't there?
There's been
like two half chances. Kante's one had to be a goal. And, mate, I'm not even joking. Like, when you like to slate Lampard?
Yeah.
He's got this so right, hasn't he? Like, we've taken the game to them. We've pinned them back. The way that we've played with our wing-backs has been so... Like, you have to... Look...
You're expecting goals, and I know you hate things like this.
Come on. What does that mean? That's nothing. That means nothing.
No,
but it means nothing good or bad.
Backing your point up here, Rory. It's 1.47.
What does that mean? That means you should end the game.
You should have had, you've had 2 clear chances, isn't it? You should have had a goal.
Yeah, but I know that without you telling me it's one. I've seen the game. I've watched the game. We've just spoken about the game. We've just... 1.47. What? You mean the Kante chance, the Gallagher half chances, and then the Cucurella open goal?
So that's
I don't need an algorithm.
Why are
to
you doing
that.
what Buvey did to me the other day? I said to Buvey the other day, if you calculate, if you go, he should have scored that 80% of the time. That's you saying that's a 0.8 XG.
I don't talk in that nonsense, though. It's absolutely ridiculous to talk in XG.
He says, as he's sat there looking like E.T.
Yeah, I didn't realise that we were doing this show from the North Pole. Why is it so cold in here? It's never this cold. It's usually hot.
What was your name in EastEnders again?
Craig Dixon.
He's gone back to
Craig Dixon.
Craig Dixon's back.
Craig Dixon, mate.
You haven't got a gun with you today.
Craig Dixon, yeah. If you try it, you'll get Patrick Truman, mate. I'll Patrick Truman you like I did him. Take his shop, take his money.
You mugs.
I can't believe this.
Oh, God. My head's thrown. I can't believe
Because you're so cold. You've got brain freeze.
I'm not cold. Do you need a hug? People think you need a hug.
I don't need a hug. Certainly not from you.
No
hugs.
No
hugs.
Okay, no hugs.
Oh,
if you want it, I think you're going to.
Can't believe that Frank Lampard has given Carlo Ancelotti an education like this. I just can't believe it. Mate, he's going to get the job full time.
Oh, please.
He's going to get it. Mate, look at what we're doing to Real Madrid. Look at what we're doing to Real Madrid.
They want you to do this.
Can you believe what we're doing to Real Madrid, though?
Yeah, but come on, bro. It's 2-0 already, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was because of the
That's part of their performance.
Yeah.
They're not going to come Stamford Bridge, go gung-ho when you need to score.
I can't believe that we haven't scored. They've got to get Mason Mount on now. Because he scores these, almost any of these chances he scores. Like Mount scores a Kante chance, Mount scores a Cucurella chance. Definite. Oh, dear. What a shame. What a shame. Joe Cole's not a dapper man. No, he doesn't dress well. He's an icon and I love him. And he's from Camden as well. He's like me. But, yeah, he ain't a good dresser. Good talker.
You are.
Good dresser.
Man of class?
I'm a good dresser.
You're a man of class.
I am a good dresser. Definite.
A panicked look across the room.
Yeah, I see Buvey lurking in the corner.
Yeah, Buvey's big arse, like he's just crawling back in again. Like,
yeah.
Where's he
Buvey,
picked up strawberries from?
Where did you get strawberries from?
I think they were from the set earlier.
Why have you got strawberries?
Are they from Chloe's set?
Hey, look how you just your big lummoxy self just cuts across the cameras.
It's a bit mad if a couple of mans are eating strawberries together, isn't it?
Yeah, but where did you get them? Why have you got strawberries rather than where did you've just gone out of the room? Why?
I went to the market to get them for you lads.
Mate, they've been sat over there for about since we got here, bro.
They're fresh.
Are they so fresh? Just so clean?
Yeah. Jack just said I could have some.
Yeah, he said you could have them, but did he say they're fresh?
Yeah, they're fresh.
We don't know where they've been. They do all sorts on that show.
For God's sake.
They do, but they've been rinsed.
If you're adult men, you can't gauge if fruit is fresh. You're idiots, lads.
I can gauge that it's fresh, but I don't know that it's clean.
It's clean.
So fresh and so clean.
Food,
Yeah, but you run fruit under a tap before you eat it, don't you?
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
I went to the
Bone
market.
dry,
You
mate.
didn't.
I went
You
to the
literally
market.
just picked
Bone
them off
dry.
off the
No, I
table
dried
there.
them off for you, lads.
You picked them off the table.
Bone dry.
And we know who's been in there today.
To the
So
bone.
I don't know what's been happening. to the fruit.
Oh yeah, there's been some dodgy characters in the studio.
Yeah,
Who?
exactly.
From Brighton in particular. I'm not going to say. Not gonna name names.
Cucurella.
And we've seen the we've seen the
Mate, if
people.
Cucurella walked
these Love
in now,
Island
you'd be
fellas
saying,
hang around with.
I'd headbutt.
"Hi, Mark.
I'd headbutt.
Can I get a signature?"
No, I wouldn't.
No,
You
he
would.
wouldn't.
I would
He
cross the
You'd
road
shoot
to
yourself.
avoid him.
He
I'd
wouldn't.
cross the road to avoid Mark. No, but do you know
shoot yourself.
genuinely, I wouldn't. There are so many players in this Chelsea team that I would cross the road to avoid.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to meet Cucurella. I would leave. Like, obviously, you don't want to meet me
It's
either.
the
It's
same-
mutual.
I get it.
Why do I care?
I'd get a
hear it.
selfie.
I've seen a few United players, and I'm just like,
No, I don't care. Like
it's cool.
Thiago Silva, an icon. I love Thiago Silva. Kante, I've already got that picture.
Kovacic.
Want to see it? Kovacic got that picture.
What did you
my
boys have in your
mates. I thought
Super
it was
6
my
predictions for these games, by the way? Because I had 3-0 to Real Madrid, so I'm not getting that one right. And I had 0-0 between Napoli and AC Milan, so I'm not getting that one right either. I've got 1-1
was you
between
in the middle?
Millwall and Birmingham.
No, that's
And
me.
Birmingham are
Oh,
winning
yeah.
1-0 at the moment. Thank you,
There
Rory.
you go.
That's your local club, isn't it? Birmingham City.
Rory just showed me a picture of Kante and him.
Me and
My
Kante.
local club to where I was born is Aston Villa,
Aston Villa.
actually. And to where I live right now
So you want them
is
to do
West
well?
Bromwich Albion.
West Brom.
I don't want any of them.
You have
to do
no
well.
allegiance.
I hate West Bromwich Albion. I used to like
You
coach
respect
and
Villa.
stuff for Villa.
You respect Villa, then I guess. You have some
I respect them as a
yeah.
big club.
Yeah,
I think they are a big club. What you said the other day about them being bigger than Newcastle is true.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
bang on.
Bang on. But I don't have a soft spot for any.
Newcastle, the biggest club in Newcastle. Congratulations! You
That's
compete with
Simon-
Hull City and
Simon
Sunderland.
Jordan said that. That was brilliant. Did you watch Simon
He
Jordan
copied
say
me.
that?
He copied me.
Yeah.
I said that.
Simon
I don't
Jordan
care who copied who, but it was the way that
No,
he
no,
dropped
no,
it.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
the way that he dropped it
I
was so
like
good.
that, I
He's
like
like, Newcastle are a massive club in Newcastle.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They are the biggest club, undoubtedly, in Newcastle.
But they're not in Super 6. And you can join our league by doing Club S6 on Super 6 app to become a member of our league. Now, we've got 4,084 people that are a part of our league. We want to hit 4,200 today.
No, 5,000 lads. For God's sake, look. I never ask you lot for anything. Okay. I hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you are around the world. Please join our league, Club S6, and you can beat us, lads. And if you do beat us, every match round, you get 100 quid to spend at Classic Football Shirts. It's unbelievable.
Charlie
stuff.
Taylor won the last Classic Football
Yep.
Shirts voucher. He got 20 points. You
That's
don't
a
have to be
mad
finishing
score.
top of the Super League. You today, Rory, you predicted a 2-0 win for Chelsea, and that's still on.
It's still on. I know. Mate, it should be on. If Cucurella wasn't so rubbish, it would be on. Like, that first half performance was just perfection. Cucurella puts that in, and that is just like the perfect first half, isn't it? Cucurella scores that. That is suddenly the perfect first half.
Why's Jorginho got a tattoo of useless on
What
his
do you
back?
think? What do you think of Chelsea's performance?
It's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic today. I think 0-0 at halftime is one of the better results you can have. As long as they don't concede, they're in a good position.
I think the performance has been good because you've stopped an embarrassment. Possibly. There's still 45 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's already
But you've
pride
missed
to be
the chances.
There's already pride to be taken from this, though. Like, mate, we've just
you've
been
got-
beaten by Brighton
Rory,
and
you would
Wolves.
say this. You're Chelsea, though. You expect to compete.
Yeah, but
with
we're
Real
not.
Madrid.
We're not Chelsea
is
by the
there any
definition.
pride?
We're not Chelsea by the definition of Chelsea under previous eras. This is
Like, you know, if Arsenal fans were saying what you're saying right now, you'd be like, bruv, come on.
not in this context. Like, if Arsenal went into a game against Real Madrid where everybody said they're going to lose 5-0 and they were the better team in the first half, you go, they've done well.
Okay.
Like, you've got to be grateful for small mercies, but we have to kind of change our perception of Chelsea. Sadly, I just think that it's a shame we didn't go 1-0 up, but I feel like there should be some belief there now. Like, if at any point in this game, obviously any point before the 95th minute, we go 1-0 up, I do think it's game on. You know, like, I take 1-0 in
No, of
83,
course it is a
1-0
game
in the 83rd.
Yeah.
Especially when the crowd turns and all those kind of things, but it's not going to happen because my prediction for Super 6 is 3-0 to Real Madrid, and I still think I'm on.
I said
for
2-1.
that.
Yeah.
To Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Hopefully we're right.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's some goals to
I
come
think
as well.
it's a miracle if Chelsea even scored today.
Have we
It's a
covered a
miracle.
game where Chelsea have scored?
No.
Because the first ever game we did on the club was Chelsea.
We haven't really
Liverpool
done
0.
many Chelsea games. I mean, for obvious reasons, but
We
we
did
haven't.
Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. We did Real Madrid 0, 3, Chelsea 2. Sorry, Chelsea 0. Today they haven't scored.
Rudiger's coming on, I think. That's not good.
Yeah, game
Mate,
over.
he'd still start every week for you. Like,
Of
it's mad.
course.
It's mad.
It's game over.
Um,
Can we just switch it over to Napoli AC Milan?
You know what? We did Tottenham 2, Chelsea 0.
Did we do that?
4th Chelsea game, 0 Chelsea goals.
Yeah, but
we
we
have
don't
never seen
score-
Rory celebrate a Chelsea
But we
goal
don't
on
score. Like,
Although he
ever.
celebrated twice today when they knew
When they didn't score. They weren't even that close.
To be fair though, I haven't seen a United win either.
What's he saying there?
Have you never seen a United win?
Not on. Well, I've seen loads of United wins.
No.
Not on the club.
Yeah.
Not
That was
yeah,
implied. That was implied in
because the
question.
Carabao Cup
I
final.
know you've seen your team win before. Yeah.
Because the Carabao Cup final, I wasn't here
Yeah.
because you guys did that.
So I've seen a United
We
win.
lost.
on the front.
United win 7. We lost 7-0 against Liverpool.
So hang on a minute. Have you seen a United goal? Have you seen? I've seen a United goal on this thing, but have you? What's going on here? It's driving me mad.
No.
It's the tag.
No.
Get it out for me. It's
Do you
in
want me
my.
to rip it
It's
out?
scarring me. No, don't rip it, man. It's not my
It was in a
top.
pin. It was in a pin.
It's not my
It was in a
top.
safety pin.
Yeah, well then what are you ripping it? Probably ripped the label.
No,
It's
I
not mine.
That's yours now.
You owe her 12 quid or whatever it
12
would be.
quid.
It's definitely not 12 quid.
Mate, if you're charging 12 quid for that material, that's Primark.
Yeah, that's good.
What would
value.
it be? More or less?
It's more. It's more.
25 quid you owe
It's more. Come on. Come on.
Sophie.
We're on commission. here.
Sophie, what's her name?
Sophie Grace.
Sophie. Great.
Sophie Grace.
You owe her 25 quid. I'm not paying it. You ripped it.
Wait, who's what? Sophie Grace, the Chelsea fan? What are you talking about? Sophie.
Sophie Rose.
Oh, Sophie Rose.
This
Who's
is Sophie
Sophie
Grace,
Grace?
the podcaster.
Her name is GK Barry.
Same saving grace.
Yeah, Saving Grace, which is GK Barry. That's her name on TikTok.
Oh, what? It's not the. Why is it called Grace then?
Because that's her name, Grace, not Sophie.
Connor Hunting
What's
has just
G-
left us a super chat and
What
it
are you talking
says, hello all the
I
way
don't know what
from
you're talking about, you
West
imbecile.
Virginia.
You're not talking
Barry.
to somebody who's like not all there. Like, what's wrong with you?
What are you on about?
What language do you even speak?
Sorry, at the start
You
of the
speak
stream,
English?
you zoned out
There's
for
something
about
wrong
20
with you.
minutes. You were there like, lads, I'm waiting for you to shut up about this shit
There's something
chat.
wrong with you.
And then 5
There
minutes
is
later,
something
you
wrong
started
with you.
singing a nursery rhyme that you probably sing to your kid every night.
There is something wrong
with,
with
with
you.
a bit of hot milk and a bit of
are
cocoa
you
and butter.
unwell? There's something actually wrong with you.
Her name's the podcast.
Mate,
is
I'm
Saving
trying to watch the football.
Grace,
Why are you talking about
Because you're
podcasters?
wearing a pink hoodie and you're getting banged by Real Madrid. Okay, you're going to be in the Europa Conference League next season. All right?
No, we're
Against
not.
Lech
We won't be
Poznan,
in that.
Wearing a pink hoodie on live on the stream. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this. Okay?
Yeah, please do subscribe. We need it.
Liven up, Chelsea. Come
Connor
on.
Hunting sent in a super chat, which I'm going to try and read out. He said, my interest in the game and the Prem as a whole is pretty new, and I wanted to express my thanks because watch-alongs and videos like this help further my knowledge of the game.
So you're watching
And I
Rory.
would say you're fucked, bro.
Yeah, if you're watching these two,
Whatever you
you're
do,
struggling.
don't
lads.
repeat what these two guys
Yeah,
say.
don't make the same joke, Ad.
your mates.
Ad, don't make the same joke.
Yeah,
I got
Ad,
in there.
don't
Cameras on me.
I got
Cameras
in
on me. You can't talk.
Yeah.
Cameras on
Jack,
me.
cut to me, please.
No, no.
Thanks.
Cameras on me.
No. Hold.
Hold.
I made the joke first. Okay, these two have got shocking football knowledge. I'm pure vibes, so at least I know what I am. But these
Pure
guys,
vibes.
These guys,
Pure vibes. I'm pure vibes here.
but these guys are pretend statisticians. They think they know it all with stats and
Statistician.
everything.
Were you here when he
I'm-
started talking? Oh, yeah, you weren't even here. Listen to what he just did a minute ago.
What did I do?
Here we go.
We're
here we
talking
go.
about the first half, and he went to me, Chelsea's XG. I was like, what are you doing?
What's wrong
And then
with
he
that?
went,
That
and then he
table,
went.
that table is wrong end
And
end
then,
of
he,
the
and
table.
then he went,
It
then he
gets
went like
left
this.
wrong
Buvey, you
and
won't believe,
zero
you won't
wrong
believe
end.
this. Then he went, Chelsea's XG, and he started talking about numbers, and he went, so you should have scored 2 goals. I was like, yeah, the 2 goals that I'm just speaking about. The Kante chance
backing
and the
up your
Cucurella
point.
chance. Yeah, but I don't need an equation.
You
I don't need the
yeah,
equation.
to
I saw
say
the game.
But people at home don't always trust your opinion, bro.
But my opinion's
They're going to need stats to back it up. I gave them the stats.
XG.
Adam, please don't ever use XG. Do it for Man United because you've got
Okay,
nothing else to talk
so
about.
listen.
Don't bring up Man City with XG.
When someone has let's say he has a penalty, what's the percentage chance of that should go in?
No, it's impossible.
What's the percentage chance that should
You
go in?
100. You have to score a penalty.
All right, so that means it's 1.0 XG.
No, it isn't.
It's such a
Oh, that's
basic
not a foul!
concept. You are idiots.
No, it's not a basic concept.
You're in
sorry,
bottom
Adam,
set of maths,
Adam,
so
I
you
get
struggle.
the maths. It's
Adam,
just
I
pointless
understand the
maths.
concept
Yeah.
of
Bottom set of
XG.
maths.
I understand communism.
don't
I know
like
what communism entails. I just don't agree with it. Yeah,
No.
I don't agree with the philosophical
Idiots,
principles of XG. It's for people that don't understand football.
No,
Simple
it's
as that.
not.
It is. It is.
Adam,
It's exactly
the
for
fact
people
that
that
you
understand
said
football.
the fact
It's
that you
really
said
bad
XG for a chance that Kante missed from 8 yards out means you know less about football than
Than I
me
even
and
thought
Rory.
you did.
I
Yeah, it's
didn't
pathetic. I
say
can't
anything
believe
about
it.
HG. I said he should have scored that chance.
Oh, no.
It's game over.
Cucurella's the
It's
wrong
game
side.
over.
Oh, fuck this.
That's
I want
XG.
Real Madrid to
XG.
absolutely slap you.
XG.
Come on, Real Madrid.
What's the XG of that
Real
chance?
Madrid,
Adam?
Ale. Real Madrid, Ale.
That's XG.
Real
What's the
Madrid,
XG of it?
Ale.
Man on. Come on, what's the XG of this?
No, I want to. It's 0-0. So it's
XG, this is
it's,
nil,
It's
bro, because you ain't
0-0.
scoring
It's nil. No,
shit.
lads. Sorry, it's 0-0. So it's a 0-0 XG. Okay,
Yes.
it's embarrassing. We're fully grown adults.
Well,
You know
you're
what I mean?
Langford Showcase says, would any of you take Robert Firmino on a free?
No.
No, he gets an article.
He'd be great for City.
No, he wouldn't.
He
Doesn't
would.
work hard off the ball. No way.
Well, he played for Liverpool club
He doesn't
team.
work at the yeah, but he's at the end of his physicality. He's at the
That's
end of
not
his
something
prime.
you could say about him, though. He doesn't work hard enough.
Physically now, he's not at his prime to work hard off the ball. No way. He doesn't even make the bench for City. I'm not even... mate, Firmino, you joking?
Some of the fellas on your bench, bruv.
Who?
I don't even know.
Julian Alvarez.
Yeah,
thanks.
Julian
No,
Alvarez.
we've said it.
You got man like, I don't know. I don't even know
Give me
their
another
names. That's
striker
the
then.
point.
Give me you can only have a
You've
couple
got
of
some
strikers
players
on
that I
the...
don't know their names.
Who?
You can't
That's
say
the
their
point.
name,
I
innit?
don't know who they are.
He doesn't
I don't
get
know
on the
their
bench,
name.
lads.
Who?
He doesn't get on the bench. Well, actually, because you've calculated his XG, then he should be on the bench. Yeah, he's got a 1 XG, Royce. He's scored against... who did he score against? He scored against Arsenal. So he's got a 1 XG.
Good header.
Lads, okay?
Good header.
That's, no. It's not a good header.
Oh.
It's a 1 XG, Royce.
Yeah, but I don't know what that really means. Oh, that's filth,
Oh,
isn't it, James?
nasty.
Got booked out.
Oh. He knew what he's doing.
Do you think?
It's one of them, like, second half of the second leg, if we're going
He's
to go
just
out,
thought, let's go out fighting.
might not get another chance.
Has he got a red card in his hand? Oh, no, he's booked.
Mrs.
Oh, he's going to miss a City game.
No. Wait, you think? Oh, I just got what you said. I was about to say.
Blind faith.
I was about to say suspensions don't carry over to the
That's
league. Bro.
blind faith right there. I like that.
Come on, Chelsea. If at any point we can just go 1-0 up.
Do you know what? Sterling misses both those chances as well. That's the issue. With all
No,
due
he
respect.
doesn't. He
I
doesn't
love
miss
Sterling.
Cucurella's.
No, he scores one of them.
He scores one of them. He might miss one. If he had two of them, he
Yeah,
might
scores
miss
one
one.
of them too.
He might miss one
Dunno.
if he had two.
The way he's playing. What's he scored? 3. What's he scored? 3 goals.
Yeah, he's been injured a lot though, Booth, which is
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that just
that's
didn't
true.
happen at Man City.
Yeah,
either.
that is also true. Yeah.
Like it's weird because he was always
You
reliable.
know what my
Yeah.
theory
Played
is? Though?
50 games for
Sometimes-
you last season.
You know when
Yeah.
shit's going wrong at a club, it's easier to be injured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, my back's.
Yeah, but do you not think that
you know when
they
you're
want to
taking
play in that? Do you not?
killing?
I don't know. I think
When City and everyone's winning every game, and
You
even
wanna
if
be
you have a
fit.
knock, you're like, I ain't injured.
it's a terrible.
Get me in.
pass. But do you not think that in that situation, like Raheem Sterling would be chomping at the bit to get out
He's not
there and
that
help
kind
the
of guy,
lads?
Ad. No, you've misappropriated who he is as a person. He wants to play every football match, every minute of every.
You've got
That's
to
what I
remember
just
as
said.
well, he's come from a club, where
Yeah, I'll back
everything.
you.
No,
You're
but
right.
I'm telling you why you're wrong.
Right.
You come from a club where everything is spot on.
Yeah.
Everything's well run on the pitch, off the pitch. The manager knows what he's doing. The club, just everything. And then you go to a place where half your squad's getting changed in the in the corridor. You know.
Yes! Oh!
Kante again. Gallagher to Kante is the worst link up in football history. It's the worst link up, man. Oh my god.
Lads, we dominated.
Gallagher to Kante, bruv.
Like Paul
Hang on,
Gascoigne and Raul Moat.
Oh, it's blocked. Hang on, no, it's a block.
I thought he missed that. It went
I
for
thought
throw
it
in.
was, no, it's a corner.
Raul Mo.
What are you doing?
That's a good strike partnership, isn't it? Feeds it in. Look at that.
Get more
Gascoigne
goals
on the
than
ball.
Eva.
Yeah. Oh, mate, he does. Bounces off Raul Moat. Gascoigne volleys it in. Gallagher to Kante. What world are we living in?
They're in trouble here.
What world are we living in here?
Do you, Booth, you know if Chelsea were sort of 3-4-0 down here as you anticipated, you'd really be giving a lot of stick to Lampard. Do you think, like, he's got this right, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's nullified the midfield for Real Madrid
And Chelsea should be winning the game
with
within
a
the better
kind
team.
of double bank of Kante
Do you
higher
think
up
if the
and
first half
Enzo
ended
behind.
0-0, yeah,
Yeah.
this would be 0-0?
If
And
the
Real
first
Madrid
leg ends 0-0.
Sorry, if the first leg ended 0-0, you think Real Madrid playing like this? Real Madrid are happy with this game, bro.
I know, but I think Real Madrid.
Real Madrid wanted to
Yeah, but
score, they're going to score.
Ancelotti doesn't
Any
go
minute.
into this game saying they want to score in the first half of this game every day of the week.
No, I don't think
And they
so.
were nullified.
I don't
No,
think
you
so.
don't sit on a 2-0 in European football.
No.
If it's 4,
There's
it's
a
different.
difference. They're happy with what
2-0
Chelsea
is
do.
anything can happen in European football 2-0.
What's Cucurella
I think
moaning?
Cucurella is saying that he should be sent off because that's a booking.
Is he already booked?
He's already booked. Militao's already booked. How is that not sending off if he's already booked? Like, that's a yellow card all day, every day, isn't
It's a
it?
yellow card.
That is a
They're
yellow
checking
card.
it now. Are they checking it?
You can't check a yellow.
That is a yellow card.
Nah,
He
it's
gets
not
out of the way.
yellow. Not
It's
yellow.
soft.
I thought he pulled him
He
first.
gets out
He
of-
did
hang
just
on.
jump. Nah, he's
Yeah,
touched his
clutching
arm as
straws.
well. He hasn't even
Lampard's
In fact,
touched
if
shouting
it
on the
knocks him
touchline.
over, I mean, I think it's soft to knock him over. But if it does knock him over, it's a booking. I feel like if he wasn't booked already, that would have been a booking. Do you know what I mean? If he
Yeah, I
hadn't,
know what you mean.
if
Yeah.
say he hadn't been booked, I think that would have been a booking. That would have been his first booking.
Yeah.
James Burt has asked, who has the best tolerance on a night out? I'm assuming this means
It's
for
not
drink.
you. It's definitely not you. You had one Guinness and you were chatting so much rubbish
Mate,
on the podcast.
Did you
By
see
the
me
way,
at the Irish Open?
check out. Well, I wasn't
Mate,
there. I wasn't
I
invited.
played 12 hours of poker. Yeah, you might want to get an invite. So.
Yeah,
And
don't
15
jump
Guinness.
on my self-deprecating joke, okay? I made the self-deprecating joke. You don't need to jump on top of it. All I know for a fact is that you're a fully grown adult. You had one Guinness and you were embarrassing yourself in the pub, all right?
What? You don't even need a Guinness to embarrass yourself. Just do it every
Nice
week
feet.
live on the club. By the way, one of my proudest achievements is we've become the top search for the club. We've knocked 50 Cent off. This is amazing.
That
but
can't be true.
Because
More
you have to
people.
type in in the club.
More people.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Duh.
More
DA
people
club.
aren't searching for the club
I think they are now.
than
Nowadays,
than
they
the
are.
song in the club.
I think so.
Did I say it right?
50 Cent goes to check the views on his video and he's like, why are all these English fellas coming up talking about football? He's fuming.
This guy in a pink, this fully grown man in a pink hoodie,
Yes.
screaming at a Cucurella chance. He misses 8 yards out.
What's that got to do with the price of tea in
Eating
China?
a strawberry live on.
You were eating a strawberry and
brought the
off
strawberries
strawberry. You were eating off strawberry.
You wanted to feed him.
No, Gallagher.
That's terrible.
Win it.
Oh, that's dangerous. Mudryk, surely. 80 mil for this kid. He's not even coming on.
That's a shambles. That is.
80. No,
I
it's
wonder
nearly
if-
100 mil.
Lad,
you
do
know
you
what?
think
There's gonna be a
Militao
lot
should
of
have been
flips.
sent off there? Like, should he have been sent off?
No, not
For the one that we all looked
It
at.
should have been a
discussed.
booking.
No,
I want him to be sent off, but it's not.
it wasn't even a foul, really. But
Conor Gallagher to Kante is the link up front.
But it's worked in terms of like creating the chances.
It's not work 'cause he's missed a
No,
big
but
opportunity.
surely.
it's like Tony Blair and George Bush, pure terrorism.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Alistair Campbell all over again. Alistair Campbell link
I can't
up.
believe
War
how good we've
criminals
been.
honestly.
I honestly,
Yeah,
I honestly can't believe how good we've been. Lads, we've been so good.
Lads, stop bringing up the Alistair Campbell stuff now.
You do that
No,
every
For
week.
God's sake. I was going to bring up Thatcher earlier, but it never materialised.
No, we don't do that.
No, not in a good way, obviously, but
But she is in the mud.
you're creating chances. Fair play.
I can't. Wait, 56 minutes. That's it. It feels like we're at about 86.
Yeah, it's been a dry game.
We really have played so well. I'm so impressed with our performance tonight. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Oh, I just can't believe how well we've played. Like, we should definitely be winning the game. How have we played this well?
We actually have a club bingo now, innit? You say that every week, bro. Every week.
What?
You talk about Alistair Campbell, bro.
You brought it up.
You brought
You
him
brought
up.
up Tony Blair.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
obsessed with New Labour. I said to you, move on. It's about Starmonomics. Oh, for God's sake. You're over. It's game over.
Come on,
Game
come
over.
on,
Game
Real
over.
Madrid.
Game over.
Go on, Vinny!
Game over.
It's over.
Mate, that was so easy.
That's what
Where's the
Conor
defending?
Gallagher should have done.
Where's the defending?
There's just so many players that are, you know, like
That was
that's
so
how
good by
you scored
Vinny.
a goal.
That was
Like
so
that's
good by
that's
Vinny.
what you do. I think it's Chalobah who dived in. Oh, what a shame!
He put his foot on the ball and just took his time.
What a shame! All those chances, Kante, Gallagher, like all those chances.
Do you gamble? Mudryk?
Nah,
Ziyech?
no. So I mean, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I
we could,
know.
If
I
they
know,
gamble, this gets worse. It gets worse.
What
Yeah, but
a shame.
you have to surely gamble with Mudryk in terms of just creating something
I
instantly.
just can't believe how well. Like it's
He looks so young.
it's
that
worse.
Rodrigo.
It's- yeah, he does.
He's
Yeah.
only 21, isn't he? 22.
Look, what happens here? It's so easy. It's Chalobah, isn't it? Don't dive in. Don't dive in. Okay.
Yeah, you can't dive in there. And if you do, you got to make sure you take him out.
Ball across. Where
That's
is it?
So good
Where is
by
Kirk?
Benzema.
Why doesn't Cucurella come over
do you know
quicker?
what? Do you know what it is though?
Vinny.
It's a difference, isn't it? Like you see the cool, composed finish there. It's completely different to that erratic Kante, Gallagher, Cucurella. Like that is it. See where he stood there? He's in exactly the same position where Cucurella was. And
Rodrigo even took a touch on the ball
I know,
in
which
6-yard box.
Yeah.
Has the keeper dived out a bit? Is he a little bit out there?
Now, the keeper has to. You have to go at
Yeah,
that
I don't
point,
know.
bro. He has to go and close down.
Something seemed too open there, far too open.
What a shame.
It was erratic because once you get there, that's why having that bit of composure. That's good for my Super Six, by the way. Club
How have you got
S6 to
3
join our
centre
league.
backs and there's no one in the centre back position to
They
block
pulled
that?
us out. It went.
I know Chalobah's out, bang. but
Chalobah's out, so
no
that's
one's drawn
one.
across.
No, but mate, it went that way, then it came this way. They're all on the floor. Like the keeper and 2 centre halves all crashed into each other trying to block the first one. It's Cucurella. Like I don't think I've ever disliked a Chelsea player more than I dislike Cucurella.
Oh,
Like, I really don't.
Rebellion Gaming says, why are Buvey and Adam carrying on about Gallagher? Haven't really noticed us doing that, but all right. He has been massive for Chelsea. Every time I watch them, he should be the first player on the team.
massive.
Do you agree, Raw?
I don't agree with that exact wording, but I do think that people, not you two specifically, but I think people are very harsh on Conor Gallagher. I think what he does for a team is like worth its weight in gold, as demonstrated in that point where he missed and then was the player trying to recover the ball. Like regardless of how it's gone in terms of like his finishing or whatever, he's been one of Chelsea's most lively players today. And I would say that whenever he plays, he's always one of Chelsea's most lively players.
Do you think his
Look at him here again. It's him again.
His form is more a product of the environment? Because we kind of got to see what a good player he was at Palace. Or do you think Palace is his level and he's not a Champions League?
I think there is maybe. See, I think every Champions League club, and I mean Man City, maybe Man City are the one exception, but Man United, Arsenal, I think you need a Gallagher type. Somebody that bursts a lung, runs constantly, forces everything.
But we have Fred.
You know how managers love those kind of players? Fans don't necessarily, but managers always love that sort of player, don't they? And no, I think Conor Gallagher, there is a future for Conor Gallagher at Chelsea for sure. And I certainly don't think he's Crystal Palace level.
You think he's better, like miles better than that?
I think he's a Chelsea player. I don't think he should necessarily be starting every game for Chelsea or one of Chelsea's better players. But there's definitely a world where Chelsea, you know how Jordan Henderson was integral to Liverpool. Man City are maybe, although even Guardiola thought he needed a Conor Gallagher type when he signed Calvin Phillips. It hasn't worked out, but kind of went for him.
Very true.
Look, you see where they crash here, Booth? Look, they're all on the floor.
But Cucurella stops running. I'm just saying, does he cover? Should he be covering the centre back position? Not to lay on Cucurella, but
he's
got
fair.
5 defenders and there was kind of 2.
Like Cucurella should never play for the club again. Like it's just been a complete shambles. Like he really has. He's responsible for Chelsea not winning this game or not taking the lead in this game. Here come the cavalry.
Yeah, they've come now that Chelsea are.
We've had a few comments.
No, but it's ridiculous to bring him on now. Really,
we've had a few comments regarding obviously the news that kind of broke in some of the papers this week regarding the Glazers potentially not selling. There's been rumours and talk about them potentially taking a minority investment, which would allow them to stay on with the hopes that in 5 to 10 years, the club will be worth 10 billion and they'll be able to sell the club for that. They know television rights and those things are going to change and maybe get bigger. And there's a lot of talk that the Glazers could end up staying at the club. For me personally, as a Man United fan, I obviously always worry when I hear things such as the Glazers staying at Manchester United. But I do feel in this instance, and I have felt all along this time when we keep hearing that it may just be a bargaining tool for them, that they can have these potential minority investors there on the sidelines so that they can crank up the bidding with the likes of the Qataris, Ineos, etc., etc. Because if you look at it, they've opened a 3rd round of bidding up until the end of April.
but I don't think you can do to do what we're specifically saying that they're potentially doing here is illegal. Like
In market manipulation.
yeah, you can't pretend to sell, let that affect the share price, and then decide to not. Like you can't do that. So there must be some truth in
Because there's a lot of rumours around them doing that because then they can go. Because on the New York Stock Exchange, I think the club is worth between 3 to 4 billion, but they're going to sell the club for 6 billion. So by them saying, and again, I don't know the ins and outs of these financial things, but by them going, look, we could get 6 billion for the club. So that means our club's worth 6 billion. So then they can take further loans out to the club's name and things like that.
They will
and
have to
create
sell
that.
at some capacity, though. They won't. What they won't be able to do is to now just say, "Hey, do you know what? We don't want to sell." Like that. That won't be able to happen. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, because there's no room for investment. Financial fair play is kicking our ass at the minute. Unless we sell, even with new owners in the summer, we wouldn't be able to buy. because of the position that we're in terms of debt, in terms of loans, in terms of the money we still owe on some transfer fees. Like they need to go. Like we need that investment is huge to be able to function as a football
Are
club
you
that wants to
disappointed
win
that it's
trophies.
kind of lingering still? 'Cause
I'm
we talk about it
disappointed
every week. And it's
Look,
just,
I think eventually they go. I'm hoping that, and I think that it will happen. I think it's just bargaining move by them. But I am upset that it's dragging on because, look, if this round of bidding goes to the end of April, we're then looking at May before you even know who's the bidder, who's the guy that's going to get it. So who's the group that's going to buy it. So now you're looking at, you're in the May, it's going to be June soon. You need to start signing players.
exactly.
So it's going to affect our summer signings
But
for
you
sure.
can't afford it as a club to be another season behind potentially Man City.
We can't.
Chelsea will get better. Liverpool will
And we
get
need
better.
to back Ten Hag
Look
and
at
what he's doing
Arsenal.
at the moment. You don't want to stagnate.
Thing is, it's going to have a real impact as well. If they decide to sell a minority stake or a minority share or whatever it would be, it's going to have a huge impact on who potentially buys, because a lot of the more affluent, more desirable owners, they won't want to take a minority share. It's not in their interest to take a minority share. My God.
Real Madrid nearly scored there.
So, for example, I would say that the Qataris would have no interest in taking a minority.
Well, the Qataris and Ineos won't. The thought is these groups, I think there's one called the Carlisle Group, there's one called Elliott Management.
Elliott used to have AC
There's
Milan,
a lot
New
of
York,
talk
aren't they?
about those guys potentially coming in. But I've always felt all along that you don't go through this process if you have no intention of selling. And if you go through this process now, and then you don't sell, the people that were in line to give you $6 billion for your club aren't going to be around anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, I feel like ultimately Manchester United will sell.
The Glazers
will sell.
This
Manchester
calendar year.
United will be sold.
In what time frame?
It'll be done by
have
the summer,
interest.
I think.
Do you think so? Start of next season, what, August 25th?
We should
whatever
have
it is,
new owners.
Yeah,
there'll be new owners at Manchester United.
I think there has to be
Possibly.
I think it's leaning towards it's not going to happen, lads. I'd not to say I want that to happen, but the way it seems too complicated for me. Once that money is available, especially from the Qataris, I think if they had an easy pathway to buying the club, even at 5 billion, 6 billion, whatever it is, I think they'd do it.
But do you not think?
But I think you are seeing that happen.
do you
Like
not think
these
it's
round of
just
negotiations.
It's just a way of making more money. Like
Yeah.
if the Glazers act like they're slightly going cold on the potential of selling, the way that you whet someone's appetite when it's gone off the touch is by throwing more money at the situation. And remember, some of the people that they're dealing with, the resource is never the issue.
and they're not
Finance
buying the
is
money.
never the
They're
issue.
not buying the club to make money. You know
No.
what I mean? They're buying it as a, look at
There's
what
nothing
we've got.
strategically where the Glazers think we can hang on to this for
I think
even
there is
10
a bit.
years.
Especially when
Where
you
will it be in 10 years' time in terms of
I don't think
the
they
I
value?
think it
No,
goes
it's
down
illegal.
though. It doesn't go up.
Like it's illegal.
Yeah.
I don't think the
I don't
Premier
know
League
enough
money
about
goes
that.
up though.
I don't know enough about
I think it goes down.
I'm
if
sure the
anything.
Glazers can say, I don't accept 5 billion for the Qataris. I don't.
No, they
accept
could
it.
easily do that, but you can't
Exactly, that's what I'm
manipulate
trying to say.
the cost of your club by doing that, which is what they will.
I don't
do.
think they're tied in. They're as tied into selling the club as everyone's saying.
No, that's
I
why
think
when
could
they
end up being
came
there
out
3
at the
years.
start, they said we're looking at different investment strategic
Yeah.
options. I think they called it.
They could sell
which
5%
included
and say
selling the
yeah,
club.
so they could sell 5% a minority or whatever, 10%, whatever it is.
But if you're giving $1 billion
stay
or
there.
$2 billion to someone,
Yeah.
you don't want minority.
No,
I'm not saying it's, I'm not saying
You
that's-
want majority.
I'm not saying that, but there are people that do want the minority stake in Manchester United,
yeah, but
and they
not,
will pay for it.
Not the most desirable owners for Manchester United from a footballing perspective. For
Oh, no, no,
example,
never.
the Qataris, they're obviously not taking a minority share to Glaze.
I'm not saying that's the right thing, or I'm not saying that's Qataris doing it, but I'm saying it's a very likely outcome that I think is
No,
more
but-
likely than the Qataris being the owners at the start of the season.
I would say if I was to rank what I think the most likely outcome for Manchester United, oh God. If I were to rank the most likely outcome for Manchester United, I would say number one is Manchester United are Qatari owned within the next couple of months. Number two would be that they are owned by Ineos. And I would say that they're really only the two options. I don't think the
there's
Glazers
two
can
options.
stay. What's the two that I
The
said? also?
Qataris, or we stick. Or I say we. I don't want this to happen.
Yeah,
or
but
the
you stick,
Glazers
the
stick
club
around.
stick.
I think
No,
the
but they
Glazers
can't-
stick around. and there's a minority.
I don't think Ineos will ever beat the Qataris in a bidding war.
No, but
So
they
if the
might,
club is sold, it's only going to be sold to one person.
which is
and
Qatar.
those are the
Qatar.
So surely the Glazers, to keep their interest in the club, I don't think they want to leave as much as people are saying. That's just my perception. What do we know? And they sell a minority in the summer to say that they actually did do some sort of process of selling the club. They sell a minority, get a
what you're saying could happen.
Inflated anyway.
I'm not saying
selling 10%
it's a ridiculous
of
notion.
a club that they bought for such a cheap price relatively to 20 years ago.
I don't think it'd be 10%.
Well, whatever, or 20%.
At the moment, they own 69% officially,
okay. Right?
which makes sense because they fuck us all the time. But they own 69%. 31% is what's on the stock market. So they'd probably be selling another 19, 18%, or something like that. So they've still the majority.
Is that a penalty? Chelsea being awarded a penalty here?
No. It's the hope that kills you.
It's the hope that gets you. Yeah.
But I don't disagree with what Buvey's saying. I think it's a possibility. But
it's a shame, by the way.
From knowing the Glazers and seeing how they act and they run, this feels like it's a way to crank up the offers. We've seen them try this in transfers. Oh yeah, actually we're not interested, in the hope that the price will drop.
Yeah.
And this way is the other way around. Actually, we're not interested, in the hope that the price comes up. And I think the price will come up. And what makes me sick is these guys have put 0 into the club. We're currently 2 billion less off because of them, and they're going to walk away with 5 to 6 billion. It's a sickener. It's an absolute
It's a shame it happens in football, but it's a harsh reality of football.
But yeah, Benzema's currently coming off for Real Madrid. 20 minutes to go in this game. 1-0 to Real Madrid, 3-0 on aggregate. Huge result for Real Madrid. They're just going through to the next round. This is what they do. They make it look easy. They could have City in the next round, though.
Worrying. Very, very
For you or them?
Well, for us, because of our poor European record against both them.
They'll be very worried about you as well.
Well, we have beaten them in the past. There was a moment where Varane made a big mistake against Gabby Jesus in the COVID season. So we have beaten them. We beat them at a fully packed Bernabeu. We scored, beat them 3-1.
Was that in the knockout?
Round of 16, I want to say.
What, you knocked them out?
Before COVID stopped the Champions League, we went on then to play Lyon, and we lost.
Oh, and you lost to Lyon in that weird one-off. Yeah,
I think that's what. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of those impressive English performances ever in the Bernabeu in terms of the scoreline.
When you think about like Lyon knocking you out of the European Cup, you've been knocked out.
Monaco as well.
Monaco, Tottenham,
Tottenham.
Monaco.
Yeah,
Tottenham knocked them out of the European Cup.
Oh yeah, that's one of the funniest things that ever happened in football. You know that last couple of minutes?
Sterling's chance, wasn't it?
All right, lads.
It was funny, though.
I hope the Glazers stay at Man United for 50 years.
No, but you have been knocked out. You have been knocked out by some, like Guardiola's been done by some bad teams.
It's comparable to myself as an England fan, how bad it's been for England.
Yeah.
It's awful.
God, Lyon.
And then we get to a Champions League final. We've been the best side in Europe in terms of how we play on the ball.
Lyon,
we play
Monaco,
no defensive midfielder in a Champions League final.
Who else did? Did Liverpool knocked you out of the European Cup?
Nah.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was when they battered the bus. Remember that?
Yeah. So Liverpool and Chelsea, obviously. Chelsea in the final still counts as knocking you out, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah.
God, you've been knocked out by some sort of not bad teams, but teams that you should be beating.
You were dross, with all due respect.
It was like United in the early 90s.
Chelsea were very good.
We certainly weren't in our pomp.
Bayer Leverkusen.
The scariest side I ever faced, or we ever faced, was the Klopp's Liverpool at Anfield. I've never seen anything like it. It was scary as anything. And we talk about the Premier League title race. That Liverpool side we faced multiple years in a Premier League title race. That was, as a City fan, I've never felt the nerves. Honestly.
You feel those nerves about this Arsenal game?
No, they're nowhere near that level. I don't care about the point total. I don't care about how free-flowing Odegaard is. Yeah. It's a load of rubbish.
Do you know what?
They're different grade.
Do you know what really resonated with me? I was listening to, I think it was Roy Keane talking about when he was in a title race and when he ultimately won the Premier League. And they went, like, when did you know? Like, what was there a moment or what? He said, I knew from day dot that we were going to hunt them down and catch them. And he was like, why? He's like, why? He said, because when I walked into the dressing room, I saw Andy Cole sitting over there. I saw Paul Scholes sitting over there. I saw Jaap Stam sitting over there. And I was like, there is no way that anybody can get away from these because they are winners. Look, I'm not saying that Arsenal aren't impressive on some level, and I'm not saying that they're not good on some level, but
how is he not saying him?
They haven't got that, have they? They haven't got that, and it could almost do them a favour on a different definition of like success. Maybe their youthful approach, maybe the fact that they are quite unpredictable could be what sets them apart. But equally, when you're looking around that City dressing room, and Pep Guardiola's sitting over there talking to Rodri, and there's Bernardo Silva having like a little bit of a chat over there with De Bruyne and Grealish, you kind of go,
Diaz.
winners about. There's lots of winners about.
Even Laporte on the bench, one of the best centre-backs in the last 5 years in the Premier League.
But Arsenal don't have that. They definitely don't have that.
I think
in fact, the winners that they have are your winners.
What
Yeah,
they
had
have.
to sign our winners that aren't good enough in their positions to play for Man City. That's just the reality. I love Zinchenko and Jesus. He's not a good enough striker for City, and he's not a good enough left back for City. That is the reality.
Yeah,
Well,
they signed your
Zinchenko's been
winners.
hooked a few times from
Yeah,
Arsenal.
and he got done. He got done.
Talking about
defensively.
Arsenal, Rory's reaction to that mascot clip this week, interesting. I've seen that get a lot of retweets. A lot of people seem to agree with you. If those haven't seen it, Arsenal had a little mascot, stood outside the dressing room. They released a clip where they released it as a positive. And you
believe
saw
the
all
club
the
put it
players
out.
walk past her, sign her shirt, and none of them made eye contact, said hello, even smiled or anything. Rory reacted to that. I think a lot of people reacted to that. And they thought it was a little bit, as Vinicius just runs through here, it's okay. They thought it was a little bit snide from the Arsenal players. What are you made of it?
Well, do you know? It opened my eyes to a few things. Firstly, the weird tribalism of some football fans that will defend their club to the hilt in the most odd circumstance. Like, you know that little girl's face? Like, it really, lovely turn from Woodrick. Like, you know that little girl's face? It really did, like, bring out something within me, because I've got a daughter, and I could see how excited she was. And there was a moment, actually, when Odegaard half snuck up on her, because I think he kind of walked around the other side. And when she realises, like, she looks and she realises that it's him, she looks to her dad, and you can see, like, the excitement in her eyes. You can see how much that moment meant to her. And he's the blink of an eye, he's gone. He's like, he hasn't said anything. So I'm not sort of singling him out. I'm sure he did loads of stuff off camera. But in that particular moment, I don't care telling me that you've got your game face on or whatever. I thought that what it really did demonstrate was just the disparity between a fan and a footballer. And then the other thing, I was like, some Arsenal fans were like dancing through hoops trying to justify it. You're just like, you are allowed to say that your club have behaved badly. You don't have to be so blind and so idiotic and so one-dimensional that you couldn't possibly go, yeah, man, it's a shame that Odegaard didn't.
In the interest of fairness, I think there have been some clips where the club and the players have obviously spent more time with her.
Yeah, no, and the father's come out and said she had a lovely day.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
and I'm
change
sure
anything
she
for
did.
that moment.
But I think there's, just human contact, whether it's with, I don't know, just anybody.
Adam,
people see someone. If you see someone, smile,
Adam,
nod.
in
"Hi,
an
how you doing?" It's just human. It's just-
incredibly incomparable way to this, but the only experience that I can have of this, right? The only way that I can make this kind of relevant to a lived experience and share that with you is on the rare occasion where somebody would recognise me from this show. I make a point. Go, what's your name, mate? If I'm in a pub, can I get you a drink? I'll always acknowledge it. I'll always be as generous as I can possibly be in that situation.
If Rory doesn't offer you a drink next time you see him in a pub,
that's
call him a liar.
Of course, no. But,
bottle of champagne.
But no, yeah, Guinness at most. But I just think, like, the human decency, the human contact, and then though, like, I found it almost more of a wind up when Arsenal fans, rather than like a few that I follow, went, yeah, this is awful. But then there was one in particular. I can't even bother to get into the specifics of who he is. But you're like, he was replying to people, he was quote tweeting people, he was having an argument with a friend of mine.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I was like, what is this geezer doing? Like, all I'm suggesting that this bloke should have done, all I'm suggesting these players should have done is acknowledge the existence of a 7-year-old fan who is idolising and in totally awestruck by this football.
and also
That's all I'm saying.
This isn't walking into the ground where there's thousands of people around you or hundreds
No.
going. This is a little girl stood there,
Small
and all you have to do is go, "How you doing? You're right."
Yeah.
That's literally it. Not even. You don't have to
Like,
do anything
I
else.
think
Just,
it's
"You're
quite
okay."
awkward. If I had to like sign something here now, say there was a piece of paper here that I had to sign, it would be impossible for me to sign
the
that
Who
paper
trading
without
card.
acknowledging you.
Yeah.
I'd go, all
Who's
right.
at the end of the piece of paper?
Yeah, I just can't understand the
But
mentality
what
of
else
like
do we
boxing
expect?
yourself up.
We're paying these guys 500,000 a week in some instances. I know it's a big number, but 100 grand a week. These guys live in worlds, financial worlds, celebrity worlds, so different to us.
Where I got to push back on that.
No,
bro.
but we can't know because
a lot of these kids,
I don't know. No,
a lot of these lads
I'm
come
not
from normal
justifying it.
families, bro.
I'm not justifying that. I'm not justifying their behaviour. I'm saying these footballers they live in detached, alienated worlds, and it's a symptom of where football is.
But they've got kids.
They've
got kids who
I
will
looked into that video. I saw
will
a guy.
I don't know, fucking Frozen or
These
some
guys,
shit.
they're
They
all
go
robots,
Disneyland and
Adam,
There
they're
you
all-
go.
and Elsa walks past them. They're going to be fuming,
But
bro.
footballers are all PR trained. They're all shitting themselves. They don't want to say anything that goes viral on
This
Twitter.
isn't shitting yourself. This is a little girl you got to say hello to.
Why are they not looking up? It's over.
It's over.
It was over before that.
Ooh, no.
You got.
Kepa's absolutely fucked it.
But he didn't. If you're going to do that, do it properly. Yeah.
But what I'd say is the video. Why are they acting like that? Is because they're under so much pressure. These Arsenal fans that or they're not treating the situation with the humanity that it deserves. I'm asking the question: why were they like that in front of the goal?
I think it's
because they're detached.
I kind of feel
robots,
sorry for them a
millionaire
little bit
robots.
as well because we're kind of taking a minuscule. You know what the problem is? All of them did it.
Yeah.
You know, if one of them went,
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be noticed if
it wouldn't have.
it
no one
would
would have. It's when all of them done it. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
No, it didn't.
But again, I feel sorry for them because we're capturing a little bit of. Like, there's been times where, someone says,
No, but mate, the other thing is, like, you know when people kind of go, you don't know what happened, she had a wonderful day, her father has tweeted this out. That's all true. But in that exact moment, you could have made that exact moment.
You didn't treat her like a
You
human.
didn't treat her right. So it don't matter. Even if she had the best day of her life and Odegaard took her for a pizza afterwards, in that particular moment, he didn't treat her right.
I suppose it's kind of like, when someone gives money to a homeless person, but they don't even look at them or say anything to them.
Yeah.
Like,
the people
say hello,
as well.
like, just speak to them, innit?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even if you ain't got change for them, chat to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit different, but it's a bit.
No,
I don't know,
I
it's
think,
kind of the same
I think the
principle.
analogy is accurate, actually, which is weird for you because I didn't expect a good one. But yeah, it's.
Adam's now that girl. He's now the little girl. He's just been. That's harsh from you.
Has that ever happened to you, by the way?
Have I ever been treated badly by somebody
Famous or someone that you looked up to or someone that you.
No, that's a great. Off the top of my head, no.
In the mix zone, Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay walked past me and they just gave me dirty looks. I like that. I didn't ask him for anything though, but
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, I
the
like
only
that.
thing I can confirm is that James Corden is vile. Like,
Yeah, no, I've
vile.
heard that.
Like
I've heard a
the
lot of
worst.
stories about him.
Like, I worked in TV for a decade. The geezer is like the pits,
Scumbag.
the lowest of the low.
Yeah, he is. I remember I had one. So after the 2009 final in Rome, we were at Manchester Airport as the players came back, and it's actually on. There's a clip of like the players returning on BBC News, and it's when Ronaldo walks through and he hasn't got his blazer on, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's definitely leaving." And Wes Brown comes through, signs my shirt. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is walking through the crowd, and I'm singing his song. So he gives his pram to his wife, comes over, signs my shirt, carries on, doesn't sign anyone else's. I was buzzing. And then Anderson, he's walking down the line, signs everyone's shirt, puts the pen in my shirt, don't sign it, and just walks off.
Ah,
He obviously didn't notice.
maybe you should have been singing his song about
But I
Cesc
went,
Fabregas.
Anderson, you bastard.
Yeah.
Like, just immediate reaction was like, you bastard. And then I thought, he probably just didn't even clock.
Yeah.
You know, it probably didn't occur to him. But that's the problem. Like, it should occur to you.
No, it should have.
Like, it should occur to you that your little interaction with this child, but I don't mean me and Anderson, by the way. I mean, this little girl is going to make a huge impact to how they see you, how they, like, even just saying hello to her, she'll probably talk about that for the rest of her life. You know what I mean?
Also, do you know what else you do? You make her feel more comfortable. Like, she's standing there with a thing.
It's a nervous
probably
day
feels
for
a
her.
bit awkward. I think young girls of that age probably feel a bit awkward anyway around their idols. Just make her feel comfortable. You know, just help her out a bit. And you know that excitement. I see it in my own kid. You know her face when Odegaard comes over and she's like, she can't even.
I hate
and
to
if she
think
looks
what
at
that
her
does to her
father,
long term. I hate to think what that does to that little girl's belief in her heroes long term in her life.
yeah, I mean,
Nah, she'll be all right. I think,
yeah.
given the whole day they had, I think we're just talking about a human interaction here. And I think it just, I don't know. I feel sorry for the Arsenal players because we're kind of magnifying everything that they do.
Yeah, it's not about Arsenal, by the way. It's not about Arsenal because I think Chelsea players could do it. I think it's footballers.
Yeah.
I think it's football. I think it's football. The way you position footballers, the way everything costs.
Don't get 3 now.
I think football's in a really bad position.
I need
don't
3
think it
for
looks
Super
good.
6, Club S6 on the Super 6. I need 3-0. Then I'll get 5 points. Then we'll be cruising, baby.
No, what a shame.
What's the AC Milan score? It's still 1-0 to AC
through,
Milan with
they're
9
through,
minutes to go. Napoli need to score 2 to take it to extra time.
I knew they'd go through AC. You know.
We said it.
Oh yeah,
remember?
based it on the history of the clubs. AC 7-time winners. Don't mess with it.
AC into a
Wait.
semi-final of the
Wait,
Champions League,
lads.
potentially.
I'm getting the word. Penalty to Napoli.
They need 2 though.
Handball for Kyle Tomori.
They need 2 though, don't they?
Penalty to Napoli. 10 minutes to go if they scored his penalty. Could be a huge 10-minute.
We might have to turn the channel over.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Let's not.
No,
Well,
I
then
don't
they got to change the
4-0.
graphics and everything. I mean,
That's
we-
true.
You
We're
can just take the
making loads
graphics
of
off
jobs
now.
here for
Take the
people.
graphics off and don't change the title or anything. But people are watching it. Like, yeah. See, if they scored a penalty, we might have to think about it because Chelsea are 4-0 down here.
And also
Like,
Jack wants to rub it in.
that game's got a bit longer
what I
to
mean?
go, and I've already ordered my food, which is on the way. So
they've missed the penalty.
It's a penalty.
They've missed the penalty.
Who?
Football heritage.
Osimhen.
Football heritage, man.
It's football heritage.
This is you know what we're saying about AC Napoli.
Your boy,
This is you, Real Madrid.
your boy scored.
Why are you
I mean,
bringing
miss-
me into this?
Cavara.
Because that's
You're
the next fixture.
You're not
now.
going to be in Europe for 10 years the way Todd Bowley's running you a lot.
Mate, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, Madrid, Man City. It's the heritage thing that's the biggest stumbling block
Oh,
for you.
yeah, you can't buy it. You can't buy it. All I'd say is we're getting closer every year.
Yeah, and your heritage, like you haven't
The
got
way the way
heritage
we-
starts by winning it, but knocking on the door, getting to finals, getting to semi-finals.
The way we played against Bayern Munich was not a side of just new money. That felt like a real
Mate, you battered
change.
them, didn't you?
real change.
And you battered the established. You battered the heritage.
The biggest club in Germany. It's not bad, is it?
And one of the biggest clubs in the world as well. What,
Yeah.
definitely top
Top
five. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and considering they
They're
play in the
struggling, aren't they?
Bundesliga.
They're not. The fans aren't happy
yeah,
with Thomas
yeah.
Yeah,
Tuchel.
this game's done now. Done.
No, it's done. Like the thing is now, Chelsea need to just make sure it doesn't end. Like we had to bring on Mudryk and that to try and get something, but it will be a shame if this ends 3-4-0 now because we've played really well, and 2-0 we could. I think we played well. Ed. I really do.
You have two types of people in the world. Who would you rather play for, Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Real Madrid
Barca.
by a mile.
Yes.
Real Madrid by a mile. I much prefer Barca. I much
Rory
prefer Real
knows.
Madrid.
I prefer Real Madrid.
Much
all
prefer
day
Real
long.
Madrid.
It's Barca before the financial stuff now is really grim. I'm talking about
No,
that
even back
Guardiola
in the
era.
Barcelona. I've always.
I've loved
Do you know
the-
the
I've
only?
loved
Do
the
you know?
white
Do you
shirts.
know when they played in Rome, Man United, Barca? I couldn't believe what happened to me. I was watching that game, and I desperately wanted Man United to win another European Cup. I was watching that because they knocked us out. They cheated. Like, I'm not one for conspiracies.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not one for talking about refs. In fact, anybody who watches this show regularly will know, you prick. Well, no, I don't.
They
I
know.
don't-
They know that.
I don't. People who watch the show regularly will know, and you'll know. You never really hear me talk about refs.
Yeah.
I don't do it. Like the VAR and all that. I never do VAR. I don't do it. But that in 2009 with
Dutch ref.
Overbo, Norwegian
Norwegian, was it?
ref. It was just a cheat. It was just a, we had 4 penalties in that game. Like some of them being like the most. It was obvious.
Yeah.
There was just
Vinicius
no debate.
Junior. Oh,
Please keep it. It's 2.
offside. Good save by Kepa though. to
Yeah,
be
that was
fair to
bad.
him.
But even then, there were, in that kind of period where Barca were dominating, you still got so close to where it was an Iniesta last-minute strike.
Mate, we were better than them.
Yeah.
We deserved to go through.
Yeah.
We deserved to go through. We went away and we got the 0-0 that we desperately needed where we defended for our lives. And then SCN scored
what
not
goal?
the goal of his life because he scored
Mudryk's in here.
You've got to score
He might
now.
be marginally
You've got to
offside. He
score,
has
right?
to score.
He's the worst
Why has he
player
got
I've
that
ever
post?
seen.
I think it was quite a you've got to score, but
He's offside. But he should have gone far post.
yeah, but he must have given Courtois the eyes and tried to do him
He
at the
gave
near post.
himself the eyes.
He left it too late.
Is that off?
Correct decision.
It's
Yeah,
bad pass,
He
baby.
is off. Slow ball
Should
to
have gone
get out of his
earlier.
feet there.
Should have gone earlier.
Look at
The
this.
pass was slow,
That's
not
so
him.
poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said. The pass should have went earlier. What is that tattoo?
like
Butterfly.
a butterfly.
Mudryk's terrible, lads. He's terrible.
He's definitely got a live, love, laugh tattoo, ain't he?
Mudryk.
Yeah.
Mate, he's awful.
Well, I know what that is, but what are you saying about him? Like, what does it mean?
It's
Live.
just like, it's like one of the cheesy signs people have on the wall, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like my mum's probably.
My
got
mum,
one.
my mum's flat is full of that.
Yeah.
My mum's flat is
It's
full of
mumsy,
that.
innit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
terrible, lads. He's awful.
Like someone's mum's probably got that butterfly tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mudryk is the M in MILF, actually.
I just can't. Do you know what I can't believe? Do you know what I just can't believe here? We've played so well. Like I know we've been beaten, and they're a better team, and they deserve to go. I'm not taking anything away. I just can't believe
I don't think
that
you
we
have,
were
bro.
in it.
You know what I think it is? your
You were never in it, man.
expectations are down here.
Honestly.
And the performance was just a bit better.
Mate, if Cucurella scores at the end of the first half there, we're going 1-0 up.
But then they changed their rhythm of the game and they put 4 past you. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know they're better than us. So I don't think we were ever going to go. No, I know. I don't think we were ever going to go through.
Once you raise the stakes, they raise the stakes.
But what we were expecting here and what we got are so different. Like from both, you both were saying that, this is going to be over, it's not even going to be a contest and whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think you're being harsh because in the first half, Chelsea had significant.
You had very good chances.
I think you're living on scraps for us.
I just feel like
with how bad it's been, you had a good 25 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, but that's huge.
No,
against Real Madrid.
Compared to where you've been getting banged by Wolves, Brighton, it's slightly better.
Your expectations of a Chelsea fan right now are in the mud.
No, but I didn't expect us to go through.
No,
but the fact that in this game,
but
the fact that in this game, I now, having watched the game, think that we could have gone through.
No, I don't think you could have. Real Madrid could have scored whenever they wanted in this game.
I think that's
they were controlling.
I think they were just dancing around you, keeping you at arm's length.
But they weren't keeping us at arm's length. N'Golo Kante should have scored after
Chelsea
15 minutes.
Always
Cucurella should have scored on 45.
Chelsea
arm's length means you don't have any chances.
I'm not convinced.
But
yeah, you had the chances, and I think you score one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look,
and then Real Madrid wake up and
we're incredibly wasteful.
They get back on the ball.
But I don't think that's how goals affect games. It affects momentum. Like I don't think you can just. Chelsea go 1-0 up and the crowd rise and all that. I don't think they can just go, oh right, we better turn it on.
I
now.
think
they would have, as you said to Adam when you were talking about this, they would have definitely anticipated and wanted to score in the first half. They would have wanted to put the game to bed as soon as possible.
You did a good job off the ball as well in the first half, no question.
That was the killer. That
was bad.
This one didn't really make a difference.
That was so good by Valverde though.
Yeah, it's easy though.
Just waited as well.
It's easy though. He looks so young, man.
Yeah, they're killers. These guys, Vinicius, Rodrigo, they'll kill you in a game like this. They'll kill you. The goal that Rodrigo scored against us last season, they're sucker punches.
Winner? Was that the winner?
I think so. He scored both.
How you think you boys are going to get on tomorrow? You think you're going to dick them down?
I think they'll score, and I think we'll grind out something like a 1-1, 2-1. Something
That's all you need.
Again, I'll go into every game.
Think you'll make any changes given the score? And
no,
is there any way that Bayern can go through? Is there if you're a Bayern fan and you're like doing your best, what do they have to do?
So if they get an early goal,
to get it wrong.
If they get an early goal, I think that could potentially, because then if you win that 90 minutes 3-0, you go to extra time. But I just can't see City not scoring, and therefore.
What do you think about
4 or 5?
Cancelo's going to start against you in midfield, apparently.
He's not been starting for them, bro.
He's played against us at the Etihad, got booed.
Did he get booed?
That was weird.
Came on, yeah.
Was it weird? Is it weird? I don't know. You're a City fan. You should know better. But
I wouldn't have booed him, but I also hold the opinion that I wouldn't have had a go at any City fan sat next to me if I was in the stadium.
What did he do to justify? So why is he booed?
It's the acrimonious kind of nature of how he left the club. Is a little bit aggy, a little bit tense how he left, something like he never came out and slagged the club off. This is a guy that just wants to play football. So
why
when he
booed,
doesn't play football, he gets very tense.
This doesn't sound like justification. Like, I'm not anti-booing players, by the way. I think it's your responsibility. You're right to boo a footballer if you want. But why was he booed?
I think there's a context where he's playing for a European rival against us in a big game for City, and he's come on to try and influence the game against City.
Oh, so it's not it's not like a personal boo. It's just a boo.
I think it's more like there's just disdain for someone that's playing for the rival club at the time.
No, I think
man,
it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
There's a few stories coming out about Cancelo and Pep, and I think people have taken Pep's side. I think that's what's happened here.
He's come out slightly anti-City, but he's been a very loyal servant
in what sense?
To the club.
How's that manifested itself? What's he done that's anti-City?
Well, going to a European rival. No, that's
a polite.
Having a bust up.
You don't have any European rivals.
Going to
Bayern Munich. We're beating them at the moment.
Going to Munich is the kindest thing he can do to preserve his legacy. Like it's like when Petr Cech left Chelsea, I didn't want him to go to Arsenal. I wanted him to go to PSG.
Yeah, but when you're playing 90 minutes against Bayern Munich at home in the Champions League quarterfinals, and then he comes on to try and influence the game.
He wouldn't have known that when he went there, would he?
Fans would have booed him to try and rile him up a bit. I get that. I might not agree with it.
I just wondered if they generally when players are booed, they're booed because they've said something or they've done something or they've.
I can't tell you anything he said
about
a group
of people
he's
that
not said anything about the club.
They don't know what they're doing down there.
Well, we do. I think booing UEFA is fantastic.
Shark helmets on their head.
Yeah, booing UEFA is actually one of the best things we've ever done in Europe. It is.
Funny when you win the Champions League.
Of course it is. Well, look, City fans don't want to win the Champions League versus anything else. We want to win the Premier League first. Some clubs want to win the European Cup. We don't really compared to the Premier League. We
I
don't.
think that's not true anymore.
You ask a City, a
I think
real
as
City
club,
fan
innit?
of a
Fans
certain
rather than
age.
club. Fans and club are different.
No, but I think
Yeah,
City fans
yeah.
will want to.
I'm
have
not
something
a
over
billionaire
United,
from
like
the
that.
Middle East.
You know what I mean?
I don't care. The European Cup's an incredible competition, but the Premier
City
League for
fans
me
won't say
every
it,
season.
but they really want that treble,
Oh God, of course
and
they do.
they really want to
course.
rub that in on you.
Well,
Know?
mate,
they
if
do.
they get the treble, it's bad news for you.
Yeah, I know.
Bad news.
I don't think they do.
Because also I've always been saying, like, you know, when
It's
people
over,
ask
by
me,
the way.
you know, when people ask me the best ever Premier League team, I always talk about the treble winners. Because it's the treble, and because I didn't think it would ever be done again, and because I thought that winning the treble was the most impossible thing that Manchester United achieved. I can kind of see City doing it now. It's
It's
mental.
got a long way
I've
to
got
go.
a feeling they don't win the FA
You haven't got
Cup.
that long to go. Mate, they got the
We
easiest
beat
draw, and then they
I
probably...
think you could beat us, but I think Brighton are going to beat us, so you don't beat Brighton.
We don't beat Brighton
They
at
could say
Wembley
beat
on a big
Brighton
Lost
at
pitch.
against
Wembley.
Wigan at Cup finals.
No,
Yeah, and then we beat
they
Watford.
beat Watford
Bro.
6-0
Stoke.
since
If
then.
they've got the treble on a plate, they will do something to bottle it.
Mate,
It's hard to win a treble. You're right.
mate,
You're right about the idea of bottling it.
If,
I think the
if
FA
they've got to
Cup's the
beat
worst shout.
if they've got to beat Brighton to win a cup,
And
they
Real
win.
Madrid not come out.
that
Well,
maybe.
yeah, that's
That
fair.
maybe.
I mean, I think we beat
I
Sheffield
think the
United.
treble
I
is
think we
as
beat
likely
Brighton.
as you ending in trophyless.
Yeah, well, maybe.
So, do you like my new haircut? Does anyone like my new
I
haircut?
liked it.
He didn't.
I liked it.
No, you didn't. You
I
said I
liked
look
it.
like Claire Balding.
He did actually.
Claire Balding's fit.
Can we clip that up for TikTok? Jack, straight away. None of these highlights. Claire Balding is fit. That is
You
the
know what?
final
Yeah?
word from
I
the
said
lads.
that off camera, so you brought it on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you said.
It's
You don't
finished
think you get away
4-0.
with it?
I've got to say, lads, I predicted this 4-0 on
No,
aggregate.
you put in 4-0 today.
No, I didn't. In total, lads, you're not. Adam,
So you
gotta
done
listen.
2-0 on your
Take your
Super Six?
headphones off and actually listen to the
You
real
done 2-0
world,
on your
mate.
Super Six.
I feel like the little girl at Arsenal being ignored by you sometimes. Honest to God. I want to shout out Super Six. If you're watching a stream and you haven't joined the Super Six League with us, Rory, Adam, and myself, join with the Club S6 on the app. I want to get to 5K in the league as soon as possible.
Yeah,
By
man.
this weekend, we can do it, lads.
No, we can't.
The Club S6.
We've got 4,130.
Are we in the lead yet?
At the moment. We don't know about
little
it.
bit.
Forget the lead.
Yeah, forget.
We just
Yeah.
want more of you guys to join our league to make it much more fun. £100 classic football shirts voucher for anyone that finishes top of our league in that round. And of course, you could win $250,000 as well if you get 6 correct score lines. Club S6, join our league right now. Also, thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring us as well. Yet again, nordvpn.com/the club. And thank you mostly to you people at home for tuning in as well. We've had around 7, 8, 9,000 watching us throughout the day live.
9,000.
Unbelievable stuff. I've seen it quite high up.
That sounds like a lie.
I think it was when Chelsea were getting pumped. And
Did
the
we
ones
get
this season.
9,000 genuinely?
Am I making that up?
9,000 people. Yes.
8.8.
So you're lying.
Yeah, 8, round it up, 9.
You round
Okay,
to 9.
10 then.
9, yeah,
Yeah,
10.
you round to 10.
We've had 10,000 watching today. You can round that up.
That's
20.
a small football stadium.
Mate,
It's Bournemouth.
You know,
they're a Premier
sometimes
League football
I'll
stadium.
get like
Plymouth Argyle.
10k views on a video and I'll think that's bad.
Yeah.
And then I'll think, imagine 10k people were stood watching us.
Yeah.
You wouldn't speak.
No, I wouldn't be able to speak.
shit yourself.
I'll shit myself. Yeah.
In fact, although we are coming to a stage near you very soon, I think. We're going to be
Osterman has scored
upon the stage. Osterman scored. What do we do?
with a Duncans.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Subscribe to the channel. Join our Super 6 League, Club S6. Thank you to NordVPN. And thank you to you, the OGs at home. Say bye, Buvey.
Bye, Buvey.